Bullet Club for life.
What's up, guys? And, hey, it looks like the console war is over. Horizon Zero Dawn is going to other platforms, and Sony has abandoned their code of honor. So it looks like there will be no more PlayStation exclusives from this day forward. So that means that no one can talk about gaming anymore. But anyway,
what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the podcast, RGT episode 98. What is going on? We here for everybody. What's up? Show is about to be lit. We got a lot to talk about, and we're about to definitely hit a lot of people with some common sense up in the chat. Shout out to everybody that's already patiently waiting. What's up? Hit that like button. Let's go ahead, share this around, get more gamers in here. Shout out to Anthony Boyd for subscribing. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you for joining. So let's go ahead and get into these intros. Big Mike, Mr. Platform Podcast. What's up, brother?
What's up? How you doing? Thanks for having me on the show once again.
Absolutely. Shout out to Carlos Fernandez. I guess he had to work, but it's all good. It's my brother. He'll be watching with, like you guys, so you know how it is. The Messiah. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on? Big Clap, thanks for having me here. I am here. I've gathered my sources here, and ready to divulge some juicy information called common sense. Thanks for having me. Shout out to the chat. 60 people watching. Hit that like button, people, and share the video.
And newsflash, today's episode, you don't need to take with a pinch of salt. We're ready to go.
Oh, no, yes.
You don't need a pinch of salt for today's show, let me tell you.
Got a super chat there.
Let's see. Shout out to, okay, I'll get to those super chats in a second. Foxy. Games UK. What's up,
That's
brother?
a huge bitch.
Hey, how's it going, man? How's it going? Quite a week, quite a crazy week. People probably wondering how comes you've been on Twitter so frequently? Because I'm not normally on this frequently, but you know when there's something building up,
That's a huge bitch.
like you just need to be there. You know.
All right.
Don't sleep.
I hear you there, man. All right, well, let's definitely get into this show, man. Shout out to JJB, $5 super chat. He says they are selling first-party games on PC to get PS5 to $399. Be happy. That's what he said. Appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Kubini,
Say that again.
He said they're selling their games on PC to help bring the PS5 price to $399.
That's not the reason why they're doing it.
I know. We're gonna get that. We're gonna get to that.
I mean, everything helps, right?
Yeah,
that's not the reason.
That's not the reason. Shout out to Hustle. Well, I'll get to you second too. Shout out to Community Gaming. He says, "Unblock me, please, Ryan, on here on Twitter." I will definitely check that out for you for sure.
Well, you got to think if you had to block them, and I'm not trying to.
I know.
Mess them
I
up
will
here.
definitely.
I don't know the situation, but
it's New
if
Year.
you had to block them,
It's a New Year. I give them.
If you had to block them, unless you block willy nilly, because I don't. I block when I absolutely know I never want to see this person
That's
again.
a huge bitch.
That's why I rarely unblock. Very few people get unblocked.
Yeah. Shout out to Hustle and Motivate. He did a good video for E3. Definitely check that out on his channel. But what's up? He says, great podcast. Glad I can finally watch live. Appreciate you for joining us. And shout out to everybody that's already in the chat. Let's definitely get into this, man. So we're going to start this show off, man. Let me go ahead and put the gameplay on screen. We're definitely going to start this off with some fire, as there was a lot of misinformation going around.
That's a huge bitch.
And it's pretty...
Wait a minute. Is this free smoke, what you were talking about?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll get out of the way then.
No, all
All right, go ahead.
All right, Kabini. I'll definitely get that situated for you. Appreciate the $2 super chat. Definitely. Now, let's definitely get into this right here, because you already know it's about to get heated up here. So, a tweet courtesy of Jason Schreier from Kotaku has set people on the suicide watch. Now, last night, I saw a tweet that completely made me question my existence here on YouTube, but also on Twitter. I'm talking to dude, and it was so bad that the Messiah had to schedule a stream the next day because he saw that tweet I sent him. But dude made a complete article crying because... Jason Schreier said that Horizon Zero Dawn could very well go to PC. Now, granted, Horizon Zero Dawn and PC, again, this goes into line with what Sony said in the past last year. Sony did say that a select titles would indeed make their way to PC, but of course, those who do not do any research or not look into this particular stuff and instead focus on this console war drama did not actually bring that to your guys' attention. So immediately they go, oh, it's the end. Oh, PlayStation's done. So looking at this information again, I read this, I looked at it, I'm like, okay, listen. If it does happen, it does happen. This game has been out for PlayStation for 3 to 4 years at this point, right?
Yeah, three long years. That's like a jail
years.
term. That's like being subpoenaed. That's like, you know.
Yeah, it's like 3 to 4 years that I've seen
this game. That's impeachment time, man. Chill.
So 3 to 4 years, this game has been out there on the market for PlayStation. So what I'm basically about to say is, for a majority of these people who are crying about this game, they're not even playing this game. This game is on their damn mantle collecting dust. Or for the worst part, it's in their library, not even being touched. These dudes don't care about this game. It's all for clicks, people.
Ryan,
yes, sir.
Doesn't it? Have you ever asked yourself this question?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that initially PS5 only releases, not necessarily first party, it could be games by second party partners, you know, third party, but any game that releases first on PS4 seems to be a load of tripe. Rubbish.
Yep.
To all those who don't own the system or don't prefer the system, but as soon as it gets announced for a system they do prefer, suddenly it's an amazing game. It's not a movie anymore. It's not like just a cinematic film where you hit buttons every now and then. It's suddenly a viable game, and I'm getting it. Remember Hellblade? Remember Detroit Become Human? You know, a lot of games. Even what's that game? What's that game with the girl with the blindfold? I've forgotten the name. Near Automata. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, another weirdo Japanese game. But as soon as it got announced for other platforms, it's a great game.
Yeah, I have your answer. I think you answered your question there. Is that?
Oh, I know I have. Yeah, it's rhetorical.
They don't want it. They don't want those games on a platform that they don't prefer. That's it. That's all it is. And
but that's you're not a gamer then. You
go
where the games go.
Yeah,
how can it be about the hardware? You should go where the games go. I've said this so many times. If Sony packed up, unlikely, but if they packed up shop here and sold all of their IP to Microsoft, and all of their staff went over to Microsoft and got the same service of games over on Xbox, guess what my favorite platform would be?
Oh yeah, I got it. Yeah, you're right, but that's not. Yeah, you're right, but that's not who they are. They want to go to McDonald's and order Domino's pizza. They want to go to Burger King and order Dave's. Dave's Juicy Singles. That's just who they are.
I just can't take the food man. I'm too old for this.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I mean, look,
I can't handle this millennial bullshit.
But this is.
Hey, just remember, guys. Just remember, you guys heard it. Courtesy of Twitter, we're in the end game now when it comes to PlayStation.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they can take the
bring back the 80s, man. Listen, remember this line? What video game is this line from? Bring back the 80s. You don't kill the 80s.
Yeah, they do something different. But look, at the end of the day, that game's on PC right now via streaming on PS Now, and nothing has been confirmed. I asked three people that I actually respect. Send me a link where this has been confirmed. And nobody, and everybody came back. Well, it's not confirmed. It's not confirmed. Like, oh, so
what are you talking about? Not confirmed. What's not confirmed?
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn going to.
Yeah, but it kind of doesn't matter, does it? No. Hypothetically, even if it does go over to PC, it doesn't matter. It's a 3-year-old game, and when the sequel comes out, they're gonna make you wait for that sequel for probably another generation. The end of the generation. Yeah, you're not gonna wait. You are not gonna wait all that time, especially if you're hooked on the first game on PC. You're not gonna wait all that time to play Horizon Zero Dawn 2. So you are likely, chances are, to buy a PS5 to play.
Well, true.
You ain't got that barrier of 30 frames per second no more. Right, so you can't complain and say, I don't play on consoles because they're 30 FPS. So in a way, what's his name? Colin Moriarty. Of Colin's Last Stand. He made a tweet, which at first I didn't agree with. Yeah. But then it kind of, like a good record. You don't like it at first, then you like it for the rest of your life. It kind it kind of soaked in, and I thought about it, and then I thought, you know what, that makes perfect sense. You can attract. It might be a clever strategy to attract PC gamers to the PS5 platform.
Yep.
Well, like I said, it's simple to me. It's like today. The movie news world is abuzz that Taika Waititi, the guy that directed Thor Ragnarok, and he directed other things. He directed the season finale of The Mandalorian. Everybody's saying, oh, he's going to get a Star Wars franchise. I mean, this is coming from Deadline. It's coming from comicbook.com. It's coming from The Verge. Credible sources, okay? Credible sources. But guess who's not said anything? Taika Waititi nor Disney. Now, Taika Waititi's the director, and Disney owns the property. So until Disney comes out and says Taika Waititi is going to be directing a Star Wars movie, all these sites that are reputable sites, let me make this clear, reputable sites, credible sites, it's just a rumor. It's just like,
yeah,
right
but I do
now,
believe where there's smoke.
Yeah.
But I do believe where there's smoke, there's fire.
You're probably right. But I've asked 3 people for some confirmation, and everybody keeps saying, well, this is going to happen. So I asked this one guy, he said, this is happening. I said, fine, if this is happening, then you should have no problem pulling out a confirmation tweet from Guerrilla Games or Sony. I waited, came back, and he came up with some bullshit line. Well, it's not confirmed yet, but all right, if it's not confirmed, shut up.
That's why dudes confirmed dudes automatically thought the worst when I didn't even see not a single Sony executive say, "Hey, we're proud to announce that Horizon's going to PC." I was
not that it won't.
I didn't see a single
ready,
tweet.
though.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, let's be realistic, though. Let's be realistic.
Yeah.
Even if it's true.
Exactly.
Sony are not going to go and confirm Jason Schreier for the sake of confirming Jason Schreier. They got their own timeline.
Facts.
Yes.
This could be announced at the February event. Like they'll talk about their future, right? They could say that we're very happy to announce that Horizon is going to PC. You know, that's still on the table. But at the same time, it's like, dog, who cares?
But just remember, Jason Schreier.
Yeah.
Schreier.
Yeah. Schreier.
Right, whatever. He hasn't been right 100% of the time.
He hasn't.
Nobody has. There's no one on this planet. That's
Well,
been
the
100% correct 100% of the time. You show me them. You show me them, and it must be Jesus.
No, it's Nightbot. It's right there in the chat. It's right all the time.
There you go. Shout out to Robert Osborne. I ain't forget you, bro. Thank you so much for the 10 euros. He says, "What's up, Ryan? Keep up the good work, guys." That's what you had to say. Shout out to everybody already in the chat. But nah, real talk though. This whole PlayStation joint going on. What's up, Wolflo? This whole thing going around with this Horizon thing. Let's just go ahead and bring this in realistic terms. So to those who are saying they're canceling the pre-order, how you doing? To those saying you're canceling your pre-order, to those you saying you're done with the PlayStation platform, I'm gonna tell you right now. I said this on Boom Show. I'm gonna say this right now on RGT. Keep that same energy. I don't want to see none of you talking about PS5. I don't want to see you guys even mentioning PlayStation 5, especially when we get into February and we get to that reveal. I don't want to see oh my God, PlayStation 5 blows the Xbox Series X out the water. It's got the games. It's got this, that, and the third. When you just say you're done with it.
Out of curiosity, you say you don't want to see it, but what would you do if you do see it?
I'm just going to laugh. I'm going to call them hypocrites. That's what they're going to be.
Hypocrites. Don't get into it. Don't get into it with them.
Oh, I'm not getting into it, but I'm just saying what it is. Hypocrites. If you are this, you claim you hate this move and you're not with PlayStation anymore and you don't want PlayStation and you're not supporting PlayStation, cool. Do me a huge favor. Do not advertise PlayStation. Do not talk about PlayStation.
You know what? It would feel
PC,
strange to me.
Yeah.
It would feel really alien to me.
Mm-hmm.
To play a PlayStation exclusive on my PC. Even if it does run better, it probably won't because my PC is going to be, by the time PS5 comes out, my PC is going to be still a good PC, but it's not going to be doing all the bells and whistles. Certainly no ray tracing.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's strange. Like maybe it's because I grew up on consoles. Like when I was 4 years old, I tweeted this out, but when I was 4 years old, the first console that was ever introduced to me was the Atari 2600, and it had wood. I remember it had wood on it.
Yeah.
Like it was built out of a wardrobe or something.
Yeah,
closet.
I remember that.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it had these dials like you had on old radios and TVs, like these switches. It was really like just 70s, and I weren't born in the 70s, but the thing had already launched well after my birth. But I played on it, And, I didn't know what I was doing because I'm 4 years old. So I'm probably holding the other controller, pretending I know what I'm doing while my dad is actually knowing what he's doing. But then that got me my first like taste of gaming, and I never looked back. Like, from 1989, I was supporting my own consoles in terms of pocket money, like Mega Drive or Genesis in the US, the Super Nintendo. I had the Master System. I had them all basically. But if you're talking about my very first serious stint in gaming, where I was, as I am now, unwavering, I'd say that began with like the early 90s, 89, early 90s, because I was still relatively young at that age, and I had to do paper rounds to buy games. I remember well, rain, sleet or snow, I just had to have, Sonic the Hedgehog or whatever was coming out on Super Nintendo, like Street Fighter or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's my passion, man. That's what I'm trying to tell people. So go where the games go. Why are you so concerned upon which plastic that you are playing it from?
The
Who
amount of
gives a
discussions
rat's
that have
ass?
just been regurgitated, especially when it comes to
Yeah.
specifications, is ridiculous. It's not.
It keeps changing.
It
Last
it
week
won't shut up.
9.2. Now it's 10.4.
Now it's 10.
Oh my God! It is, yeah.
now
it
the
keeps
most
going up.
recent rumor, it's 14. It's like, dog.
Oh
stop.
yeah. Yeah, and people were asking me,
14.
how come you put 13.2 T-flops in your name? I'm like, maybe I know something you don't know. And that's all I put down. That's all I put out there. Maybe I don't, So yeah, it is just moist.
Yeah.
I'm to me, it's simple.
Are
It's
they
made on-
Betty Crocker moist or
Uh-oh.
They're moist. It doesn't matter.
Entenmann's cake
Yeah, it
moist?
doesn't
Which one
matter.
is
To be
it?
honest, I think I'm gonna use my PC for mostly multiplats. When it
Really?
comes to exclusive titles, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stick to the the platform. Like, when I say exclusive, I mean console exclusive. Like, if it launches on the PS3 and the PC and it happens to be more aligned with a Sony platform, then I'll play it on a Sony platform. But all
Yeah.
other multiplats, if they run better, I'll do it on the PC. But in terms of, I couldn't imagine playing Mario on my PC. I'm sorry. It's great for anyone who doesn't want to buy, lots of platforms or systems or whatever.
Mhm.
You don't want to switch, but it's just a feel. It just would feel wrong for me to play, Zelda or Mario. I know people do it on these emulators, but I don't know, man. It takes away the authenticity. I like the idea of it running on the host platform that, produced the game.
Right. Right. Shit, this I don't know, man. The way shit's been going, and of course, I don't know if y'all heard. Oh, God,
It's not. I was like, it's not that big of a deal. Horizon Zero Dawn going to PC. If it does,
Yeah.
you said it. You said it, Ryan. You said it, Foxy. It's a 3-4-year-old game,
4-year-old game that none of these
And
motherfuckers who are crying about it are even playing it.
and we know,
None of these motherfuckers
that
playing
girl,
it.
and we know
Let Mike talk, man. He
Yeah,
rarely
yeah.
speaks.
right, and we know that Guerrilla Games is making Horizon Zero Dawn 2, and if it's going to PC, this gives other people chances to play it. It can hype up Horizon Zero Dawn. That's my point. And like you said, no one on my friends list, no one on your friends list right now, BitCloud, is playing Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
Let it get that shine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't, Big Man. Everything you said is spot on, except where's the damn confirmation?
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
Like,
I
that's
mean,
why I said if it goes.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, from what the people I interacted with, it's like, well, I'm like, okay, guys, where's this confirmation at? Where is it at? And then
Right.
people
I'll give you
come back and say,
confirmation right now. I'm going to do a hip hop gamer.
oh, okay.
I'm going to give you confirmation right now. Stand by. Sean Layden said last year that they were going to pick select. The key word is select, not all. Select PlayStation titles that make sense and expand them to basically the PC platform to grow the brand IP and audience, right?
Yeah,
They
that
didn't
is true.
say it's going to be day and date like the play anywhere strategy that Microsoft has employed for Xbox. They didn't say every game day and date. Chances are you're going to be playing last gen games on your PC, and they're
That's
going to
what I think.
leave them like that for you So if you want to play the sequel that everyone's talking about on launch day, guess what? Hit that pre-order button, motherfucker.
Oh, I agree. No. I don't disagree. You know,
Hey,
that's
shout
why
out
I'm like,
to,
okay, this is fine unless they.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Big Cloud. I know you.
Oh no, I was just saying shout out to Archie for the follow. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, for the follow. Yeah, I just saw that myself. No, that's fine. I was like some confirmation. I mean, I would love Taika Waititi to direct the Star Wars movie, but I gotta wait on Disney to tell me that he's going to do it, not the people in the press, because the Disney could change their mind. You know, so I'm just gonna wait for Taika Waititi's account, you know, because I follow him on Twitter and or Disney Star Wars account, the official people. Again, I'll wait for Gorilla. I will wait for Sony to do some type of official announcement and go from there. That's all I can really say. The speculation, I get it. I know Big Cloud went on a podcast where it's just speculation mountain on that podcast. I mean,
people want it to be so. People
I
are
know.
so salty. Secretly, they pretend they're happy with Microsoft's strategies, Microsoft's decisions. They pretend, but you can tell they don't really like it because they're dying for Sony to repeat the same things, and they don't feel like they're all alone.
No, you're right.
But fellas, let's go back a little bit back to a thing called PlayStation Now. All right, let's go back a little bit. Didn't PlayStation Now actually utilize certain exclusives to be streamed to PC?
Yes.
So therefore, this whole analogy with Horizon Zero Dawn going to PC,
it's already there.
Doesn't it sound very moronic? Because right now, technically, you could play certain titles through the stream.
Yeah, but yeah, stop right there. Who wants to fucking do that? Even PlayStation gamers don't really want to do it.
I don't want to use it, but you know, let's talk logically and rational.
720p, bro. 30 frames per second, bro.
Yeah, I know. But technically, with the technicality that is being placed, right? That means that you can play Horizon Zero Dawn right now on PC through the stream process. So,
but come on, man. Why would you degrade your experience? You've been used to 100 and plus frames per second at 4K or even 1440p. Why would you want to do that to yourself? Get your credit card out.
I mean, you would want to take the credit card out. You want to, merit the game for what it is, right? But at the same time, all I see is nothing but reach from these imbeciles. That's all I see. Reach from everywhere. It
hurts that they lost all of their games to share with the PC community. They pretend it's okay. This is the future. But you know what? They're rallying for Sony to do it. So why are you so interested whether another company's do it if you're so happy with your own company? It's like someone who's just found religion, yeah? They won't shut up. They're not happy until you fucking turn to their religion too.
Well, no, that's what I said. To me, it confirms that they hate that Microsoft lost their games to PC, because as soon as a rumor about a 3 to 4 year old Sony game going to PC comes out, everything melts. They get a chub. Like I got watching this Witcher TV show. I didn't know it was gonna be that much gratuitous boob in that show. I mean, so great.
Look, all I know is after that tweet, listen, I was embarrassed to be a PlayStation dude for yesterday. That's all I gotta say.
Look, eventually, let's not kid ourselves here. Our PS5, or not PS5, but is future PlayStation games, like maybe 10 years from now, are they going to end up on PC day and date? Probably, but it ain't happening anytime soon.
Yeah, they don't even believe Jim Ryan when Jim Ryan said, "Yeah, we're not going to do that." You know, Herman Holzer said it's not.
It'll probably happen in 10, 15 years when 10, 15 years cares about hardware anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, like you gotta base it upon what it's gonna cater to. Like you have people that have not played certain games due to the comfortability of their choice of platform. For most gamers, if you play on Xbox, you're gonna play Xbox games, right? So can be said for PlayStation, Nintendo, and even PC. So by them catering to those needs for those people that need to, at least give it a try to see if they like it, that's just testing the waters. It's not something that, that is being done day one as how the competing company is doing right now with their Game Pass emphasis. So therefore, this whole, you guys are doing the same thing as Microsoft. No, Microsoft is copying Sony ever since it iterated itself in 2002. Let's get
In
that.
fact, I don't think Sony would even be doing this if Microsoft hadn't started this whole thing. It seems like everything Microsoft wants to change in the industry because they're not in the place they want to be in terms of, you know, sales and industry market leadership, right? Microsoft, whenever they're not winning, Microsoft always try and change things. Like, so it means nobody really is a winner. Do you know? You see Phil Spencer's tweet, when everybody plays, we all win.
We all win.
Yeah, look, read into that. What he's saying is we can't win, so nobody else should win.
Yeah. Let me get these super chats out the way. Deep Insider, $2 super chat. He says, if all PlayStation games go to PC, no point in the PS5. And I think I saw one for the Savage Lobo, the wielder of the Infinity Gauntlet, for the chat. This man said, console peasants need Jesus. That's what he had to say.
Well, next gen, there won't be any such thing as a console peasant because all games will mostly, as at standard, be 60 frames per second. Some games will surpass that. Depends on your graphic options. Some of you may even want to play at 1080p on the PS5. And guess what? The frame rate's going to shoot right up.
Yeah, that's what I was told. Yeah. I've been told that too, but I want to see it. Being told something, one thing. Actually seeing it in performance.
No, that will happen. There's a reason why they're saying. There's a reason why they're saying up to 120 frames per second.
Yeah. Oh no, you're right, and I need to see it. I mean, it's. I'm not saying it's not true.
They're not saying 120 frames per second. They're saying up to. That means
if
you want to choose the lowest graphic settings. Just like the PC, you can have up to whatever this platform can manage with that engine or in the game.
Yep.
Yeah. No. I mean, I'm not saying that that's not true. I'm just saying I need to see that.
You seen it now. You've seen it now, man. You got a PC. You're already seeing it.
It's phenomenal. Yeah, I'm having a ball on that PC.
No, I don't like that. I don't have my frame rates open on PC. I have it VSync. I'm happy at 60. I don't want no jittery fucking gameplay.
What's it VSync? I got one of those things.
I turn that shit off. My frame is on.
You can see
it stabilizes. It stabilizes.
You know what? It's doing 100. It's doing 100 and like plus frames per second, but it's screen tearing.
Depends on your monitor. Your monitor's not supported.
Nah, man. Listen, every PC I've played on, like when you turn off VSync and you allow the platform to just run with an open frame rate, you get screen tearing.
Yeah, but that's also depending on your monitor, what you got. So I don't know if you have a 144 hertz monitor. If you have a 144 hertz monitor, you won't run into this issue.
Well, I'm talking about just, peasants.
Oh,
standard people.
Not
people who got the deluxe of everything. I'm talking about the regular gaming Joe and Mo.
Yeah. Speaking of deluxe, wasn't it interesting that NVIDIA, who's now getting jail raped by AMD, dropped the price of their 2060 ray tracing GPU because what AMD is going to do to them with their 5600 XT, the ultimate 1080p ultra gaming card.
I've got a FreeSync monitor to those in the chat. I got 3 4K HDR FreeSync monitors, and they're all 2019, 2020 models. Okay, so I've got up to date shit. It's just
you trying to make me feel bad, huh?
No, they get sent to me because companies like my channel, funny enough, and they want me to review their shit, and I oblige.
No, that's good, man. That's actually.
Wait a minute. Do you keep a? Do you get to keep them?
Yeah, Acer sent me one. BenQ sent me one, and one I purchased myself.
Well, now, Foxy, if you want to donate to the church, I will pay for shipping.
No, I'm not doing that, bro.
I just want to know.
I don't work for others for free.
No, that's what I said. No, that's what I was saying. That's a donation, and I would pay for it.
I'll be honest with you. Rather than charge you for it, I'd rather give it to a family member for free.
Well, that's fine. Well, I'm family.
And that's nothing against you.
Oh, I know.
It's just, I think charity begins at home. It's not always about making a sale out of someone.
Oh, no, I know. I got you.
Greg was about to do that damn Ric Flair chant, that woo!
I don't know. Honestly, I'm not rich. I'm not rich here. Honestly, I'm not rich. I'm not wealthy, but I don't need money. That's not my motivation in life. I tell you what I need. I need comfort. That's all I need. Not money. Not necessarily lots of money.
And to the people in the chat, who cares about the 2060? Well, obviously the video does, or say when to put it on sale. They know it's being threatened. So whoever said that needs to, they're starting to feel the heat. And I said this a couple weeks ago that they were going to be destroyed this year because you cannot get up there and sell
AMD
cars.
are not playing.
Yeah, AMD is cornering the market where there's more people. Period. And that's it. That's the end of it. It's just NVIDIA's going to have to lower their prices or they're going to get jailbreaked by this new, what do they call it? The Super Navi.
Super Navi.
They talk about it's outperforming something called a 2080. Yeah, whatever. So it's over. It's done. It's just a matter of them getting that out on shelves. And then Lisa Su coming out saying, oh, yeah, you can do the same thing NVIDIA does, except we're going to charge, $7.99.
Yeah.
And, so it's over. Done.
I think AMD are only able to do this because Apple changed their manufacturing process, which allowed AMD to step in and benefit. Because I think they went to a different design for their iPhone, and it freed up a lot of chips because there were shortages of chips before.
Yeah.
Wow.
And AMD stepped in. Now that's why AMD can have all these different fucking GPU parts. And all these CPU parts because they've got no worries about supply.
Yes, I mean they mass produce on quantifiable scales where you can just right now they're probably even doing a 6,000 series as we speak for next year.
6,000
in 20 years, everyone's going to be gaming via quantum computing in 20 years.
Yeah,
and that's where it's heading to, man.
Yeah, so you won't have to worry about which one's more powerful. You're gonna have to wonder. What you're gonna worry about is this real or am I dreaming?
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm loving this. I mean, the fact that AMD's doing this and I got AMD stock and how they're just crushing people at this point. That thing's a freight train. So
I think gaming's gonna come with a health warning beyond what you see already with epilepsy and stuff. It's gonna come with a health warning because I think it's gonna be so realistic. Yeah. In the future, that people are gonna literally have heart attacks and strokes and seizures, proper illnesses, because their brain cannot handle. Like it's like they just look how VR affected the people who first tried it. With PlayStation VR. Look how they were disorientated and all that. Yeah. Imagine like in the future with quantum compute gaming, that you're playing VR and your brain doesn't know the difference between reality. It's like the Matrix. It's like you're on the rooftop and you think you're going to bust your face and you're imagining the pain before it's happened because it's so real looking.
Now that's the beauty of it. Like we're going to have something as what we seen in that Tom Cruise movie. You remember the Minority Report?
The movie was trash. But yeah, I do remember.
I love that movie, man.
I was the only minority in the theater.
I love that movie. I like Tom Cruise. Little Tom Cruise. I
do like Tom Cruise, yeah. I like that other one he was in, like when he was like from outer space or something.
He's so polite, Anytime Tom Cruise speaks to you, he always says your name. He never forgets your name.
That's true.
Wow.
Yeah. He's got almost a photographic memory.
Even if he just met you, he'll say, "What's your name?" And then for the whole conversation, every time he refers to you, say, "So Paul, so tell me about that." Like he never forgets your fucking name. It's crazy.
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
Memory. But going back, what other topics have we touched upon?
Oh, we got plenty. Before I get to those, that was the first one. But shout out to Kyle P. I didn't forget you, brother. Thank you for the $5 super chat. If you're only a console gamer and you have first party games coming to PC, why would that bother that gamer? Interesting.
Quite frankly,
it bothers people because it's plastic worship.
Yep.
Quite frankly,
there's emergency podcasts.
Listen, me myself, I really could care less whether it's somebody on PC gets to enjoy Horizon Zero Dawn, Last of Us 2, God of War. These games, these pinnacle games that have stapled the PlayStation brand. I would not mind for other people to enjoy it because it would actually give a key interest into why we have revered these games as how they are.
As long as they're not day and date though. Listen, if PlayStation starts releasing games on PC day and date, which I highly doubt, I'm not gonna stop supporting their hardware and I'll still play on there, but I'll be very disappointed because It's the same thing I've said about Microsoft's Xbox.
Yeah.
Like, why are you giving people a
There's
reason
no
not to
urge
buy your
really to
fucking
jump
system?
it, you know? There's no urge. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just want some confirmation. This whole I get it. There's a bunch of Xbox podcasts who do nothing but speculate every Monday through Friday. It's just nothing but speculation. So I'm just waiting on some confirmation.
I mean, Kotaku has been known to throw out insufficient.
They've been wrong too.
Hey, shout out to Xbox448. Happy belated birthday to you. Shout out to
They've been wrong
birthday.
too, right? Kotaku.
Oh, yeah.
Happy
Battle
birthday.
Frogs,
Yeah, but Kotaku has been wrong before as well, yeah.
Yeah, so we can't. We have to take this with a grain of salt.
Yes,
Yeah.
until we get
Grain
confirmation.
of
Guys. That's all I am literally saying. And again, somebody I got nothing but respect for, another game, won't say their name, was speculating their ass off, and I'm like, you need to show me confirmation. And then they came back and said, well, there is no confirmation. I'm like, well, you have confirmed.
Exactly. You ask yourself, what's the point of this? Like, what's the point of this? Like, why are we here? Why are we talking about this? You know?
They throwing shade, man. They throwing shade. You
can't confirm something, right? You can't literally confirm something and have no backup with it. It's different if you're giving news out, right? And you're saying this is what you were told. This is your source told you this, but don't use the word confirm because you condemn yourself.
I agree.
If it doesn't pan out, you literally putting yourself in your own coffin.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. This is happening. Oh, fine. Send me a link that this is happening,
bro. All I'm gonna say is there's gonna be
accused of appropriating other people's work and passing it off as their own.
Yep.
They should learn from that.
Yo, and all I could say is this: if the rumor turns out to be not true, that'll be the biggest L that I will hand personally on Twitter to each and every single individual that was on the ban parade for Horizon Zero Dawn going to PC.
Well, it's like the Grand Theft Auto Vice City. You go back a little bit where you kill all those guys, that guy's a goon, and then you say your protection needs protection. You know, so it's just, it's like, guys, look, I mean, can we at least get some confirmation? I know it's dry. I know it's dry over there, but can we at least wait to get some confirmation from either Gorilla or Sony before we start running off with this? That's
look at the chat. Just like Foxy with Sony buying a new studio. Oh, very clever, James. I wonder what I wonder what the C stands for in your name.
I mean, but Sony, but you see the difference between a clickbait tweet and then some irrational person trying to make fun of something. That's exactly what James C is trying to do. He's trying to fanboy the logic of something that is called clickbait. First of all, Foxy always throws out certain tweets with subliminal messages. It's not something that you're gonna.
They're cryptic.
Yeah, like you're not gonna get the full gist of everything that Foxy's gonna say. Why?
Some people should use their brain and connect the dots, right? And you might get closer. I'm not gonna do your fucking homework for you.
Yeah, I ain't your daddy. Yeah, like I said, maybe next month. I mean, we're going to talk about this reveal. So maybe at this reveal,
let's definitely switch it over since you're moving.
Yeah, but let me finish this. Let me finish because I'm gonna give a cryptic message. Maybe in a bit, Sony will remedy the situation with what they've done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's gonna be something like, that's how we always say, take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I mean, you guys listen to nothing but people saying, take it with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt. Yo, you need to take this with a grain of salt.
You know how you know people don't know nothing? I'm going to give you some facts right now. Do you know all these people that claim to have sources?
They're moist.
And they know what the PS5 is and how powerful it is. All these people that claim to know. Yeah? How come every time a new leak comes out, they're not sure?
Reddit post.
Suddenly they're not sure.
Paste bin.
It's like a curveball's been thrown their way. I thought you were
Reddit post
before.
Nah. Reddit's too easy. Paste bin, sir. It's all about paste bin.
That's all about the salt.
We're all on paste.
At least when I like link like a new leak that I've been sent or I found myself, at least I got the sense to put in my own tweet. I doubt it, or this seems unlikely, or
an uncertainty.
But other people get carried away. The same people that already told you what the PS5 is going to be, soon as a new number comes out, like 9 T-flops, 10 feet, 11, 12, 13, 14, 18 T-flop, whatever the T-flop. As soon as it comes out and new information comes out, whether it's false, usually false, these people suddenly are confused, like they're not sure themselves. I thought you were sure before. Didn't you tell us what it was before?
Shout out to the
I
222
can tell you what it
people
was.
here.
Wait. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to everyone in the chats, including the panel members. But it's always the pre-assumption of falsehood, right? If we can say that.
Yeah, but they show you that they're fake because like if look, listen, I'm not trying to be the paragon of information. I'm not, far from it. But listen, look at certain YouTubers who you trust in and believe in their track record. If they're not making videos about it, if they aren't making videos about it, that should tell you something.
Facts. Yeah, that's a very good point. But that makes too much sense, and they won't take it with a grain of salt. That's why I'm going to do that podcast starting in February. I'll take it with a grain of salt. I'll simply say this one more thing about Horizon Zero Dawn, and we're going to move on. There is more evidence of a UFO crash at Roswell than there is about Horizon going to PC right now, native. There is. I mean, as far as evidence. Now, I'm all for confirmation. All right, so if somebody wants to send me a not something Jason Schreier said, something that Guerrilla Games or Sony said, because they're the parent companies, if you got that, send it to me. Yeah. I will do a whole podcast standing corrected. But if you can't do that, you need to move along.
Some people think Digital Foundry is going to reveal the next gen console specs. And they're going to do the whole reveal.
They might.
That's just funny because, like, dog,
I'll wait for Digital Foundry for the reveal because they work for Sony.
Hey, Craig, there was
shout out to Ivan Salazar. Appreciate the subscription. Welcome to the channel.
Yo, Craig, there was more evidence, of people going to Area 51 to see if there's going to be aliens.
Yeah, at least they went out there. There was evidence of people trying to go out there.
But there's also a high chance that the Xbox One X is going to be released later on this year.
Yes, there's a rumor. Now, that's just a rumor. Microsoft's not.
No. I'm going to give you breaking news right now. Nobody else has got this information.
Let's go.
Yes.
The PS5 is going to run from electricity from your socket in your house. Any socket.
Yes. That's what I heard.
That is next gen technology.
The miracle of next gen electricity.
Oh, yeah, 250 volts of juicy power. You've never seen anything like it.
According to my reliable sources, the PS5 is actually going to be a
take that with a grain of salt, guys.
They take that with a grain of salt. It may not run on electricity.
I mean, we got breaking news. According to my reliable sources, man, PS5 is definitely going to be a console.
Yes, take that with a grain of salt.
Take that with a massive grain of salt.
Big breaking news.
It could be a pin.
Yeah, but you didn't know it was going to run all of the 16-bit generation of games also, did you? With cartridge slots all around the side of it.
Dude, I heard it came with leopard seating and a disco ball. Where'd you getting your source from?
Yeah, that's what I heard. It's going to run off wind power.
Well, I don't care. I'm going to have the Xbox Series X. I'm going to have the Xbox Series X lit like a Christmas tree up in the corner on a shelf in a dark room with that glowing green light coming out of its chimney. I'm going to have the PS5. Yeah, lying there.
Right? I'm
gonna have the Switch Pro when that eventually launches, and I'm going to maintain my PC and make sure it's always up to spec. So a man like me isn't worried about where the games go, yo.
Yeah, I know you want to move on to whichever one.
Real quick, PlayStation confirmed with me. PlayStation confirmed me that the PlayStation 5 will have Wi-Fi support.
Yes, take that with a grain of salt.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. Breaking news. Megaton. Holy shit. That's hot shit, man. Put that out there. Put on Push Square. That's hot shit.
Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news.
Dude, breaking news.
Sony has officially invented snow to fall from the sky.
Yo, I like that. That's great. Post that on Push Square. Let's go.
Xbox. No, what is Xbox going to invent? Because Xbox has got to have something out there. That means that the PS5 is going to be
breaking news, Craig. This is coming from my source. The Xbox Series X has the ability to create salty tears as well.
Yeah.
Do you know it's funny? A lot of people are doubting that I even have sources. Okay, but it's like they forget. years ago when I was doing PS Neo, was I making all that up too? Was I just guessing too? I mean, how did I get all that right?
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
Right,
you're a
so
very
those
good
sources
guesser.
don't
Had a
exist.
valid-
I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, I just don't get it. Like, it's crazy. Am
Yeah,
I
it's
am I a
selective
time
hearing. That's what it
traveler?
is.
Am I a spaceman time traveling, going into the future and returning back to present day to tell you all about the goodness that is to come?
Yeah.
Well, maybe so.
Now-
Maybe you built that machine like the Avengers.
Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about that. Thank you, Game there, and shout out to Samurai who tweeted that as well during the show. So the Order 1886. I was actually going to change the gameplay, but I was like, fuck it. The Order 1886 supposedly is going to get a sequel and is going to launch on PS5 and of course Xbox Series X, according to some information that's coming around here. Now, if it does happen, it happens. Could really care less. I'm just going to buy the game. I'm gonna buy it day one. That's definitely something I've been wanting for a long time. Yeah, I know I cannot get enough of it. Not sure if it will happen though, but if it does happen, that's definitely a game I'm definitely on board with.
You know what's funny? I tweeted the Order 1886 and Rise, Son of Rome.
Rice. Oh yeah, you did. Oh shit.
I didn't know you tweeted Rise. No, but it's just
No,
a rumor or is this
I tweeted
confirmed,
both of
Big
them. I
Cloud?
tweeted, look at the Order 1886, like as an early launch title, and how it puts a lot of the games visually to shame today. And then look at Rise, and that's because those games were developed specifically for one piece of hardware, not no cross-gen, not multiple SKUs. It was just for one hardware, PS4, respectively, and Xbox One. You know what I'm saying? And I tweeted those images as an example, like in-game graphics, to show you how great and how it stands up today, purely because there's no cross-gen agenda.
I understand that. Yeah.
Now looking at what the finest just sent me. Shout out to the finest in the chat.
Yeah, he always drops good links.
Yeah, he dropped a really good link. This was from Reddit.
Oh God.
Maybe it's
But who would be developing it though? What? Give me more information. Who's developing?
Just the leak.
This
Apparently, this
rumored...
dude by the name of Osiris Black. He was actually describing the game. He was saying that he saw something. He watched this live. It was actual gameplay. He said the graphics was on another level, and he saw like a figure with. I'm guessing he's referring to the walkie-talkie.
So we don't know
on the
who
shoulder.
the developer is then. So it
Yeah,
might
he
not
doesn't
be
know
ready.
this. It might be something else, but he's saying that it's something on another level, and it could very well be the Order.
Who is this person? What's their credentials? Who do they work for? What's their
Cyrus
history?
Black is his name. That's what's going around. And let's see here. What the hell else is going on with this guy?
How long's he been in the game? I mean, it's a name to me. I've never heard of it.
Yeah,
That doesn't mean
this guy.
that doesn't mean he's not credible, because a lot of people haven't heard of me, but I've not heard of him. So I'm just trying to find out: does he work for an outlet, or has he published articles, or has he got a channel? Who is this person?
Yeah. So he's a NeoGAF poster. That's what he is. NeoGAF poster.
Oh, NeoGAF. Okay,
Yeah,
well, we'll see
NeoGAF
what happens
poster.
then.
Yeah, that's what he is. NeoGAF.
That's as good as telling me reset error or.
Yeah.
But see, no. The thing is, I know we got to move off of this. The thing is, people will run with it. People will run with it. It's just like when I was joking. I made my D-back prediction that the Xbox was going to have a Threadripper in it, which that's my D-back prediction.
Who came up with that?
I know,
shit?
but guess what? Even though I was joking, some moist fruit booties probably thought I was telling the truth.
Yeah.
Wait.
Now let me get to what.
You know the size of that die, bro. Like,
dude, I know. And anybody with half a brain.
Let me get to what the
But they
finest
don't
sent
know.
me, because this is actually going to be a pretty good talk right here. What he sent. No, this is from Reddit. Apparently Reddit. Let me put it on screen for you guys. So this is what Reddit put. Reddit put.
what is Reddit?
The future of the PlayStation and PS5 leaked information. So let's look at this. Let me zoom.
Well, before you do that, didn't I warn everybody
that fake leaks are gonna
I think last year that you're gonna expect a deluge of fake PS5 leaks
I'm
and
just gonna look at
information
this. Yeah.
because we're getting closer to the event, and it's inevitable that every Mojo, Tom, Dick, and Sally is going to pretend they've got something going on.
Exactly.
But Foxy, remember, once again, take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
So,
man.
look at this shit. PlayStation 5.
It's not nice though when
October.
you've been doing it for more than 2 years,
Yeah.
and then people wait right to the end of the race. Like, imagine we're all in a race, like the tortoise and the hare.
Uh-huh.
Like, Other people have been doing it for 2 years or more, longer even. And then people just jump on this like I've been accused of jumping on bandwagon. But imagine that people are jumping on now.
Yeah.
After 2+ years of me doing it. Like, I just find it hilarious that the accusation is pointed at me that I am jumping on the bandwagon. Like, I've just been born out of an ostrich egg and just ended up with a YouTube channel, and I've never done this before.
Nah, man. Foxy been on this for years, man. Y'all gotta understand this. This man does his work out of labor and love, not for monetization.
What does it say about SOCOM?
So, from what I'm looking at, this is what they posted on Reddit. This was, again, shout out to the finest for sending this to my DM. PlayStation 5 is launching October 30th for $500. The price point is set.
Well, that's as good as November the 1st to me.
Yeah. The price point is set, but many variables, including SSD size, is liable to change over the next couple months. They're trying to push 2 terabytes.
Oh, there, cleaned up. Yeah, all right.
2 terabytes of what?
Of
Storage.
Which one though? SSD? No,
it
it
says
must be
SSD. It says
mechanical.
SSD size is liable to change, so they didn't give me no numbers. No numbers are listed. It's
2
on the screen. I
terabytes
don't know if you see
sounds
it.
like
Can you
a
see
lot.
it on the chat? Can you see it on the podcast?
It sounds like a lot for SSD.
Yeah,
man.
it looks good.
Yeah.
I wonder,
No, I'll make sure y'all can see it because I'll make sure I'm
you
showing
need to do a
this.
video. You need to do a video on how to put the information up there. This.
Oh yeah, I got you. So liable to change. That's what they said about SSD size. So no actual numbers given, but they said that they're trying to push 2 terabytes of storage. I'm guessing that's what they're referring to. In terms of launch games planned and currently, okay. New Killzone title from Guerrilla Games. Okay. Demon Souls remake from Bluepoint. SOCOM reboot. Gran Turismo 7. Ratchet and Clank from Insomniac Games. New multiplayer title, Project Vanguard from Remedy Entertainment. Wild. Let's continue. Hold on, let's scroll down. Wild. You have
Wild was a PS4 game that they showed off way back in 2015 at Gamescom or Paris Games Week.
Yeah.
And that never happened.
According to this, the
It's by
game has switched.
Michael Ansel, the guy of Beyond.
Yeah.
Good
According
and
to this,
Evil.
the game has switched to Decima Engine and it will be on PS4 and PS5. New action title from London Studio, actually inspired by Hellblade. This game is short, but hopefully satisfying open world Guy Ritchie-like adventure. New adventure title from... Oh, Guy Ritchie, I'm sorry. I fucked up.
No, Guy Ritchie, I think that's he's a director. He directed... Did he direct the... I gotta figure it out.
Yeah. New action title from London Studio, actually inspired. No, I said that. New action title from Japan Studio, from the makers of Forbidden Siren. This game is more of a spiritual successor to Gravity Rush 2. And then here are the titles here are the titles that are going to be delayed to fall of 2020, according to this list. So let's scroll down.
How are they delayed if they're not been announced?
I know. I don't get it.
You know what? How comes there's there in that list of a Sony Japan Studio game?
Who's up?
How come does it smell like pure BS?
Well, no, it's not. No. There are some in there I can say is happening. Yeah, but I'm surprised that there's been that in that list. If this person knows so much, why have they not mentioned a Sony Japan Studio game?
They did say Japan Studio. It says the new action title from Japan Studio.
Okay, I missed that bit.
Yeah, you didn't hear me? You didn't hear me? I said new
I
action
didn't hear
title
that
from
bit.
Japan Studio, the makers of the Forbidden Siren.
Well, that's fine then.
Yeah. It says Sony will host an event on February 5th to unveil the system, controller, and key aspects of their plan, with another event close to E3 2020 and timing, and then one last event shortly before release. Now, right off the bat, that confirms that what Foxy said, 3 events.
This is out of order, man. People stealing my shit, man. They just mimicked it. They just parroted what I said. They might as well work at Fox News or CNN.
I mean,
I'll read all this shit. Hold up.
Imitation is the most, complimentary form.
I don't
of flattery.
believe this. I don't believe this. It sounds
This
like
shit right
everything
here
I
is
say.
flat out cutthroat what I just read. Hold up.
I don't believe this stuff. It sounds like a lot of the stuff I've said, and they've added their own bits to it.
Yeah.
It sounds too familiar.
This says there
You
will
might have
also
a fan,
be
Foxy.
this says there will also be 2 or 3 state of plays throughout the year to keep fans excited and remind gamers of other big PlayStation releases. Other non-launch titles due to be unveiled.
state of play. Yeah.
Other non-launch titles due to be unveiled at these events include a new Horizon title for Guerrilla Games, Uncharted title from Uncharted's from a new unnamed studio for 2021, New Order 1886 from Ready at Dawn, and you have a new Motorstorm.
Damn.
Wait. This sounds so very reminiscent of many things I've heard.
You know something? This person's looked at all of my tweets. Okay. Stuff that I haven't even confirmed is happening. Just me randomly tweeting, like, wouldn't it be nice if Motorstorm came back open world? Like, it's like they've just taken my stuff and put it in this stuff to pass off as their own, which is why I can't even use it to say it backs up my stuff, because it is my stuff. Not all of it. They've added their own shit in there, obviously, to make it seem like
some of these games in here, they're a little like, where the hell they get this shit from? Motorstorm? Really?
Well, if it's backwards compat, and I can play Mass Effect.
It's from Codemasters, and that's going to be for 2021. It says new Spider-Man game for 2022.
Oh, man.
God of War title for Sony Santa Monica 2022.
This is a joke. And I'm not saying it's a joke because there's no truth in it. I'm saying it's a joke because it's literally everything. They've just been picking from people's tweets.
Yeah. Let's see. The key features of the PlayStation 5 will include the ability to have 3 games and multiple media functionality suspended while you play a 4th game. Well, okay.
What's
the
that
ability,
mean?
like, remember how you have suspend and resume, and you can like pause.
But Microsoft already said that they're doing that. So it's like they just copy. They just
that
took
doesn't
what Microsoft
really
said.
say much. There, it's like, yeah, I heard that from Microsoft. You can have multiple applications running games.
Yeah, maybe PS5 can do, but it's literally they just said what Microsoft.
Yeah. Continuing, the ability to have different states of the same game running at the same time. Again, that's the same ability. In the cloud, you can have as many games suspended as you like. You can use the cloud to resume a game on your console after months of playing other game exactly where you left off, or, of course, any other platform through the cloud. Save data, screenshots, and video clips can be uploaded to the cloud to free up hard drive space. Rigorous amounts of data and statistics for you to review about your games and platform use. Backwards compatibility for all PlayStation.
Hold it right there, sir. Hold it right there.
What's up?
I'm going to go on a whim and say this. Back in 2018, okay? 2018, Foxy Games UK actually stated all these features and made a full video in regards to these comments.
He didn't just make a full video, he made several videos. Several.
So in perspective, what's read right now, whoever this person is, he's actually tallying everything that Foxy's doing. So he might be a secret closet fan, you know, someone that just shadows and mimics everything that's Foxy doing right now. So
whoever this is stalking your feed.
I feel like I've been Philip Newsome.
No, he is stalking your feed from what I'm looking at. Let's continue. Let's definitely continue this. Expect PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and 4 games available to purchase and play on PlayStation 5 at launch. The full PS4 catalog will be available, but libraries will be limited for other platforms to begin with. More games will be added as time goes on, and much time the same way Microsoft did. You will actually see a lot more old games supporting high frame rates, 4K resolution, and HDR, even ray tracing.
Oh, really?
On PlayStation 5.
Really?
Then has been possible. Then has been
take
possible.
Take it with a grain of salt.
Then has been possible. Let me finish. Then has been possible on Xbox One. Sony are very much concerned about saving old games from older platforms. They have the first Gran Turismo game running on PlayStation 5 at 120 frames per second with ray tracing enabled. It looks surprisingly great for a 22-year-old game. Backwards compatibility for PlayStation PSP and Vita are also in development, with Sony aiming to have both available with 2 years of the system launching. Some other tidbits to continue. He says, let's see, Sony and Microsoft are currently both in a business war with one another to secure marketing rights to certain third-party titles that are going to be considered major draws to the next generation. Interestingly enough, Microsoft has already gotten the marketing for Rocksteady's new title, but the WB Games Montreal title, heavily rumored to be Batman Arkham Legacy, not sure about the name, is up for taking and is said to be an exceedingly and surprisingly surprisingly impressive game. Right now, the developers are having issues porting the game to current generation hardware. Also in contention is 2 different projects from EA Motive, a 4th Mafia game from 2K, an exciting new IP from Sega, and Creative Assembly and Ubisoft's Avatar. Moving on.
Sorry to interrupt you, BitCloud, but Dawn is asking for a heartfelt goodbye from you. She's about to leave the chat.
Have a good night, Dawn. They're stopping by. Rumors about either Sony or Microsoft undercutting each other on price is wrong. Both costs very similar to produce. Are almost indistinguishable. Well, indistinguishable. I can't fucking talk. I can't even talk. In terms of specs, and can't afford to launch at any less than $500. The main difference between both systems is the SSD technology, which Sony has the slight edge on. But the difference
I said that
in
already.
long-term outcomes, I know, long-term outcomes cannot be predicted.
I'm gonna retire. I'm retiring, officially retiring now.
Xbox Live Card is in development, but is it going
head.
to make it out in time for Xbox Series X launch? And specs are still being decided. There is some truth to rumors that Sony is looking to acquire ZeniMax Media, with Herman Hulst leading the charge. However, this has actually happened before, and if there is no news before the end of March, don't expect it to happen. Lastly, speaking of Herman Hulst, there is a considerable amount of renewed excitement within Sony and worldwide studios with the restructuring and appointment of Hulst. Everything is more organized, with communication and worker satisfaction being at an all-time high. And that right there is everything.
Satisfaction, not satisfaction.
Oh,
satisfaction.
Dick, I said satisfaction. No, let me tell you.
You said satisfaction, dude.
I know.
I like how everybody's putting me on the butt. Yeah, you try doing this and run the show.
Anyway, I'm not here to correct you. This ain't English.
Y'all try to do this and run the show.
Class.
This
No, but you see what this
indistinguishable
this person, right? You know what this person's done? This person's literally taken bits of my stuff, taking bits of stuff that's been confirmed, taking bits of stuff that other people have made articles on and tweeted, and shoved it all into one little sheet and added their own stuff and embellished it and made it seem like that they've had first-hand experience with some of this stuff. Trust me, I'm telling you now, I'm hearing my own self in a lot of that fucking stuff there. I'm gonna have to retire, man, because heavy is the head. I can't do this shit no more.
You gotta take it with a grain of salt. That's why I'm starting that.
No, but this is disgusting, though. Come on, how do you think I feel? You lot are laughing, but to me, this is diabolical.
Oh no,
I've taken a lot of heat, and people try to discredit me, and I've taken a lot of bullshit.
Yep.
And then other people just taking my stuff and throwing it out there like it's theirs. It's ridiculous.
That's crazy. This dude literally stalked your entire feed, it looked like, and just made this entire show.
Well, Fox, what I've learned is that people are moist. Like,
that's
more
not
than
all my
salt
stuff.
are moist.
That's not all
some
my
of the
stuff.
shit he threw in here, but I'm saying, like, a lot of this has been from your feed.
I tell you what, about 40% of it is probably came from me, and the rest is other people and articles and officially confirmed things. They're smart. You know what? They're not that smart, because I've obviously seen through it, but they think they're smart without being clever. Here's the thing. You know what they've done? Here's their big letdown. This is how they screwed themselves. They embellished too much. They put themselves in, like they're in the room with this technology, like they've seen it, like they've put themselves in the frame. Rather than passing the information to you, they're acting like they are the information.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Like they're the main frame server, when they're not. They're just some little satellite nicking fucking information out there like some hijack.
That's just fucking, that's just crazy. So,
and I don't know this person, and I don't want to be rude. I think I already have been rude, but I don't want to be further rude.
Humble PSX.
But it doesn't feel good. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. Yeah. I don't like it.
Yeah.
This dude's name is Humble PSX. That's his name. What's up, Med?
Not too humble, is he?
What's up, man? How you doing, man?
Shout out to
Happy
Paul
Friday.
Huddard for the follow, and Ivan Salas. All right, I already said Ivan, but shout out to you for the follow. Thank you.
Well, let them take it, because if people want to put their neck on the line and start confirming things that then they're gonna fall on their own swords. No one come back to me and say, "Oh, it was me," because they took credit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, they'd be. Oh man, that's crazy. So, shit. What do I have here? I have a few more topics. 4 weeks. 4 weeks, guys. PS5 reveal. What y'all expecting?
sure?
Y'all expecting the full console reveal? Are y'all expecting, or y'all think they're gonna space this out? Is it gonna focus on the controller? Do y'all think
It's gonna be Mark Cerny doing his TED talk.
Well, I'm going to bed.
Oh God.
It's
Well,
going
It's
to
gonna
bed.
be like a
Well-
TED talk. He's gonna talk to you for like an hour.
Ryan,
I'm gonna
I'm gonna do this for you.
What's up?
Dawn, you have a blessed night, and we'll check you out next week and tune in for the RGT podcast again. Okay, Dawn? Good night.
I thought Dawn. All right, here it is. Right, this is what I think is gonna happen. Right, this is not me confirming anything. Right, this is just speculation on my part. But because of the PlayStation meeting back in February 2020 being, remember 2013? February to 20th, 2013, when PS4, the first PlayStation meeting, and they didn't show the console, but Mark Cerny did a lot of talking. But that was deemed very successful. And because I know 100%, as I live and breathe, as there is night and day, that Sony are going to have 2 major reveals and lots of smaller ones, with one final one just before the launch, probably a state of play, right? Just to remind you of the date and everything, like a recap, okay? But I feel like Mark Cerny is the lead architect. He's going to conduct this first reveal in much the same way he did for the PS4s, like a presentation covering
tech demo.
but the basic layman spec.
Yeah, he'll go through the
features,
stories. Yeah.
not specifics. I don't think you're going to hear the deep specifics you want to hear, like concerning exactly how much power and units and all this stuff.
Right.
But you're going to hear basic stuff for the media, for the tech dummies, right? And it's like they probably show off a few PS4 to PS5 enhanced games using the SSD as demos, and they're probably going to show you PS5 trailers, and early gameplay. They're going to show you the UI in some aspects, not all of the UI, just what they want, the part of the UI they want to focus on, right? The DualShock 5, you'll definitely see him talking about that, and there's going to be some ray tracing discussion and talk, possibly some ray tracing demos. I take that to be probably in demonstrations of games in early development, but that's probably what you're going to get for the first round. You won't get anything about price. You may not even see
that's later. That's not until launch.
You might not even see what the console looks like. I'm not saying you won't, but you might not. Okay. And maybe when they do the second big reveal, that's when you get the price, form factor, more details, more games, and pre-orders begin.
Yeah, at that point, they're going to have to unveil what's underneath the hood. But what I would like to see is just the demo of that they've shown. The one where they had the Spider-Man running on the regular PlayStation versus the Pro versus the newer hardware. I would like to see that. This, if they show anything, hopefully Mark Cerny goes into a little detail on the sound, how 3D sound is going, because I know he's a really big proponent of it. So let's see if he can talk about that. And that's what I would like to see. And I just like to see some physical gameplay. Show me Spider-Man running. Even if it's just for 10 seconds, 10 to 15 seconds.
No, you will see. You're going to see something. It might not be.
Loading times as well.
You're not going to see the best of what they've got because it's the first reveal.
Well, no, I understand that.
It's probably going to be gameplay shown to you to demonstrate the technical aspect.
Yeah, and show me
like
engine
to show off the engine and the technical things like increased volumetric effects and more particles and more this and more that. You know what I mean? And ray tracing with real-time reflections. But they're probably not going to show you anything deep though. They're going to want to save that.
Well, that's fine. And like I said, so if you can do some sound demos and then some VR stuff, maybe show what they're working on with the VR, some of the improvements that they've made up to and where they would like to take it. Just like I said, basic stuff. And And like I said, they're gonna the ones later on, if they're gonna do a pre-order or something like that, that's great too. But at that point, they're gonna have to. I would assume they would unveil what's underneath the hood, so to speak, to get people to run out there and pre-order. But
I think you'll see. I think you'll see more of that in articles following the
yeah,
event.
like Wired.
They'll
yeah,
do
Wired
interviews.
articles.
They'll
Yeah,
do
that's fine.
interviews right after the event.
Yeah.
And you'll get all the detail online in various articles from outlets that.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't think you're going to get that from Mark Cerny in the detail you're expecting, because those things are reserved for one-on-one interviews or you know, when they have an interview with like a group of journalists in a private room behind closed doors, that's when they start going into detail, and then they all do write-ups and do their articles, and then we get to find out exactly how many T-flops and exactly how fast this is and how fast that is, and then Digital Foundry would do their thing. Right, but I don't think you're going to get all of that specialized information directly from Cerny, because he has to relay this in layman terms. It's going to be more diagrams and fucking graphs and icons, you know.
Sales numbers probably.
You know, like for dummies, it's like explaining it to Donald Trump type thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Pictures instead of words.
And if there's going to be studios there, which who knows, but I'm excited for it. From what I was told today at lunch by somebody, I'm excited to hopefully see, especially the sound. I mean, they can do 3D 360 sound. That's
well, I know a little bit of something about that actually, which it's not a big deal, so I'll just say it here and now. I don't, you know, I've even forgotten about that in the tweets. But you know, like you got this 7.1 surround headphones.
Yeah.
It's going to be beautiful for that. But if you've got even basic stereo headphones, you're still going to get a 3D effect. Yeah,
that's what I'm looking forward to. Is that, you know, how that's going to translate. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, we're just kind of speculating. But yeah, I'm excited. So we'll have to wait and see that. What do you think, Big Cloud? What do you think they're going to see?
See, like Tino Orlando really doesn't like me.
I was going to say the same thing.
She just does not like me, boy.
But she's coming at your neck.
she's stepping on my neck. I got flu. Don't worry, I'm already dying, darling.
Oh God.
She said you have no credible sources to anything you say.
I'm not bothered about that. I hear that every day.
I know.
I've been hearing that every day for the last.
I don't even
3 or 4
seen this chick.
I ain't got no sources. That's like water off a duck's back. Now that doesn't bother me.
Yeah, it's not that big a deal, and there's a lot of people.
Tino Orlando got some fire in it. I'm saying, nah, I'm stop. I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna mess with her. As far as the reveal, again, I'm really just excited to see the tech demos and see what exactly we're gonna get in real time with the game and whatnot, like with the console. I don't know if they'll show the full reveal of the console itself. Microsoft did like go right ahead and get that out the way. It will be cool to see the console already, and then, you know, we'll get the price and I guess full specifications.
Oh, you mean the
later.
pre-render images like
No, we got to see the console, fool.
Marco, can I just address Marco because he's asked twice and I feel rude. Marco Ramirez, shout out. Foxy, would you make a video summarizing everything you know about PS5? Dude, I did that last year.
Yeah.
Go check it out on my channel. It says everything we know about PS5, and I did one for Xbox as well.
Yeah,
part 1 and part 2.
Have to trigger.
I won't do it again because, to be honest, I'm bored repeating myself.
Yeah.
To me,
time to move on.
It's so old. I feel like it's a rerun of Good Times every day.
Oh yeah, no, I mean he is right about that. There are just a bunch of idiots out there. You said this, you lied about that. I mean, these kids got dropped on their.
No one's ever. Here's the thing. Apparently, here's the thing though. Apparently, I put all this stuff out, but I don't know anything. But no one can tell me when I've been wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, like for the most part, from what I can see, right, when something is a speculation. When something is being verified as a rumor, if the person, right, or said party comes up with the terminology, this is only a speculative forum. It is not concrete proof of what is being stated. That gives you more than enough.
Yeah.
But Carlos, they don't parse what you just said means that there's a there's a function in your brain that parses that. So they don't have that. They don't have that capability. They just don't.
Oh, so we're trying to say so I'm gonna go back to my old school terminology of what I used to say on Twitter. Xbots do not compute common sense. That's where
there's just a group of people online who don't compute common sense. Foxy's
yeah, but
right.
it's not just Xbox. I got
Xbox.
PlayStation.
Yeah.
I got PlayStation gamers coming at me just as hard. So
yeah.
You know what I mean?
So the drone simps.
I mean, listen, from what I saw yesterday,
they're usually upset when I've tweeted something that they don't like that, to do with like if a game's going to PC or if I'm retweeting. They normally come at me if it's something to do with exclusives and they're not happy. Do you know what I mean? Like if they feel like they're losing something.
Yeah. Shout out to Apex for the subscribe. Appreciate it. Welcome. Again, after yesterday, I saw the worst of the PlayStation side. Like, there's a good side of PlayStation side. Those who can talk to you guys like regular gamers and have fun, right? Just have fun. And then there's the other side who are just dudes who have never left the basement type of motherfuckers. Like, they're just so... it's like there's no word. It's hard word to explain. I'm talking dudes were crying over yesterday. I was like, dog.
PlayStation is the best place to play. Why are you taking my games away from me?
Listen, PS5.
I will never buy a PlayStation.
PS5 and Xbox Series X, they're remarkably close in power. The difference is that Sony has a more superior SSD and a faster RAM setup. And their ray tracing is less dependent on GPU resources. I think that's the most I can say on that. Yeah. Whereas Microsoft's ray tracing solution drains GPU resources. So when Xbox Series X has its ray tracing turned on, it's going to affect performance. Whereas Sony's is largely unaffected. And somebody else. Before we went live, I was shocked to see that somebody else knows that as well. I'm going to name them, but I was a bit surprised to see that somebody had put that out there as well.
But do you know the way?
Do they know the way?
So it swings and roundabouts,
Yeah.
Sony have chosen like bespoke method in their hardware setup. It's like specifically for them. Microsoft won't have it this way.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll both be capable of similar things, but how they go about, providing you that experience is going to be very different in terms of using resources, hardware resources.
Well, yeah. It just sounds like that. Your description of them not being as dependent on it, and if it hurts MS's FPS mode. That sounds like that's what happened. Didn't that happen on the NVIDIA cards, the 2070 and 2080? Is that when you turn on ray tracing, your FPS takes a hit?
Exactly. So Microsoft Xbox Series X, they're going to have to program it with that hit to resources in mind whenever an option to be turned on or off. Because believe me, you're going to have an option to turn that off and on console because it's going to affect performance. Believe me, even games that you're playing at 60 frames per second, and then you turn on ray tracing, they're gonna drop like it does now, like to 45, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But
don't worry,
it's
gonna have the AMD FreeSync built into these consoles. So don't worry if you got a TV with FreeSync or a panel, it might help with that. When it does drop the ray tracing on.
Yeah, but let me say this real quick. With what you just said there, Foxy, real quick, somebody will take what you just said and they'll say, well, Foxy Games said it's going to be more powerful than the Xbox One X. I mean, I'm serious, man. I'm just, but you know that. I know.
I'm not saying.
Oh yeah, I know you're not. I know you're not.
I'm not saying which is powerful or not. I'm just saying.
I know you're not. I know you're not.
I know you're not. But I'm just letting people know. But I'm letting them know. Since you put it out there, I'm letting them know. I'm not saying which is more powerful. I'm just saying Sony and Microsoft have gone about different approaches to the same hardware technology. They're both using the same AMD technology, the same amount of grain of sand, if you like. Imagine you got a bucket full of sand.
Grain of salt.
Take it with a grain of salt.
They both got equal amounts of sand in their bucket, yeah? But one of them is more effective with their sand than the other. If
What's
I'm
more
going to say in the most basic terms, one of them is more efficient with their approach in terms of what they want the hardware to do in terms of the game creation. Because remember, Sony have the most advanced game engines, even without PS5. You saw it on PS4.
Correct. And
Those
it was
and those engines are highly scalable. They were built with PS5 in mind, with the future in mind from day one. Like this is the plan Sony's had from when they decided to go with the x86 architecture. From then on, they knew they'd never go backwards to a different architecture. It was always going to be that from now on. So that was the plan all along. So these games that you see with these engines, they're just going to look incredible on PS5 because they're going to just dial. It's not even going to be like you're dialing it up PC. It's like they can add to it more features. Like the engine is like a scaffolding. You can just add more scaffolding. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you think that the TVs that people who have the FreeSync or G-Sync, I guess, is it FreeSync with AMD? Is that what it is? FreeSync. Okay, so the FreeSync now
is actually more popular than G-Sync is right now. More panels are using FreeSync.
Wait a minute. Well, who does G-Sync then?
That's NVIDIA.
Oh yeah, of course it is. Trash. NVIDIA. You just said it. All right.
No, G-Sync is good.
No. I didn't say it wasn't. I'm not here to say it's not, but I'm sick and tired of these NVIDIA fanboys trying to tell me what's good and what's not. You're moist. Okay,
no,
everybody knows
here's the problem. Actually, NVIDIA's solution's better than AMD's. Because AMD's doesn't really have a standard. Like, they're all over the place with it. AMD allows the people who use it to set their own parameters in terms of where the frames can be saved or not, so that you don't notice that it's losing frames. Whereas NVIDIA's approach of G-Sync, it's more uniformed. It's more unified. Like all of the companies using it are using it to the same specification. Whereas AMD's one, it's almost like license free, where you can use it and you can set your own, scale of where at what point does it kick in and help with frame rate. Which I prefer the actual NVIDIA method, the G-Sync method, because that's standardized.
Oh no, I understand, but I like the fact that what you call it is it's going to. But my question is about the PS5. Is what do you think that this is a general question, not holding you to anything. So do you think it's just going to be more stable with some of the stuff because of the way it's coming, the efficiency's coming out like 2.
I just feel like the PS5 games that use, and I'm not talking about multi-plat comparisons. We're talking about Sony's gonna have their exclusives, Microsoft's gonna have their platform exclusives. Okay, right. In terms of their own games, first-party games implementing ray tracing, Sony's gonna have an easier time because Sony's is separate.
Okay.
Like Sony are using a chiplet design.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And their ray tracing solution is different from Microsoft's. Microsoft's is very much within the APU itself, whereas Sony's is not. Sony's is like separate from it. It's doing it's like a contained thing. You know what I mean? So it doesn't use up the resources like Microsoft's Xbox Series X will when ray tracing's kicked in, because it's almost powering itself. No, I'm not excuse me if I'm not like proficient as Mark Cerny or someone like that. I'm not gonna pretend I'm a tech guy. Yeah, but this is how I understand it. So I'm explaining it how I understand it. Sony's ray tracing will use less resources on its hardware than Microsoft's will with their implementation. And Sony's got better RAM.
You heard it here first. Take it with a grain of salt.
No, don't take it with a grain of salt.
Okay, we'll take it to the bank.
Sony has better RAM because they had to, because the way their SSD is more advanced, the RAM and the SSD are working very much in tandem. So they needed both of them to be able to match in terms of delivering that bandwidth. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Now so their RAM, so the RAM's more efficient? Is that what you're saying? It's better?
No, it's not necessarily about efficiency. It's about speed.
All right, all right. So if it's faster,
how quickly can you get data from point A?
Yeah, it'll deploy faster. You in a
Think of it
point
as
A
like
to B.
think of it as like you've got a tiny little pipe, yeah. Imagine Mario pipes, yeah, in the Mario games.
Oh, I
right?
can't imagine. A
But you got a flood of water gushing into those pipes, yeah. The pipe's narrow though, so the water can only get through at a certain speed until it gets all the way to the other end.
Correct.
Well, PS5 is going to have a nice fat pipe. It can take more water.
I got a fat pipe.
Oh, God.
I know why.
Oh,
Not that
God.
kind of pipe, Mike.
Listen, listen, guys.
So I'm explaining I'm explaining it how I understand it, yeah. But Sony has a bigger funnel to get the data through quickly and faster, yeah. So it can feed that SSD and give you that wonderful quick loading and that wonderful sparse open world where you can basically just zing through it when bullets are fired now. And you know, if you play a game like Sniper Elite, you know, when they fire the bullet in slow motion, that bullet can travel even further now
because of the fat pipe.
Hey, Carlos. Apparently you said something that upset Dawn. She just off her antidepressants. She wanted you to say sorry on live on the show.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dawn. If I offended you, I'll take everything that I said.
Yeah, so there you go, Dawn. I told him.
Dawn's still here.
She stepped back and then she came back. Shout out to her. She came
Shout
back
out
in
to
chat. Who else in here? Shout out to Universal Ox for subscribing. Welcome channel. And he brought up app. Oh my God! Don't bring up that guy. Meds, please, for the love of God. I'm trying to regather
I'd like
my
to
brain
talk
cells over that
about
guy.
the fat pipe. All right, we got to move on because I'm stuck on the fat pipe.
No, but the fat pipe is good, man. It's a good fat pipe.
I'm going to be. I
The
may
pipe's
have a
so fat.
podcast.
So Foxy,
The pipe is so fat. There's no chance of blockage.
Not only that, so
liquid
what's the power rating for the?
Do you remember
RAM?
I put out? Listen, I wonder if anyone remembers. Remember, I was one of the first to talk about PS5's bandwidth. Didn't I say it was going to be plus 400 gigabits per second?
Oh, that's crazy fast then. That's
now all these rumors come out that it's 448, 512, 550. But I said like years ago that PS5's bandwidth is ridiculously fast. It's going to be in excess of 400 plus gigabits per second.
Yep.
And that was before all of these AMD, RX 5700s came out, because they're 448 gigabits. But I said that before those cards even existed, before anyone knew anything about their specifications.
Yeah.
But no one remembers that. I got the receipts. Just go to my channel if you want interested. Type in PS5 and just watch it all.
This damn wow, Tina. I don't know what your problem is, but
I timed her ass out.
I just saw her delete a message. I was like, did she really say something bad? It says, oh Lord. Tina.
She said something off the wall too.
Yeah, Tina need to sit her ass down. I'm sorry.
What does Tina say?
She said you owe her child support.
Or child support.
Damn it, Foxy.
You must have gave her the wrong fat pipe.
I must have been really drunk. I'm sorry. I must have been inebriated. I'm so sorry. Checks in the mail. Checks in the mail.
Checks in the mail.
Yeah, ask who else owes child support? What's that rapper's name? Ask him.
Future.
Ask R. Kelly. R. Kelly was child support.
Let's move on to the last topic, man. Let's end this on some good notes here. So the last topic I had was E3. I think we already talked about Xbox, right? No launch games. We talked about that before, right?
Yeah.
Did we let's chime in on that real quick then. Microsoft's not having no launch exclusive for Xbox Series X for 2 years, 1 to 2 years. I'm just gonna go right around, ask you guys, good, yes or no, and then you just tell me what you think about it. So, Mike, what you think? I know you didn't say much because you're too busy laughing. We had a good show. Shout out to the 200 plus still here. Hit that like button. But
fat pipe.
What do I think about it?
What do you think about Xbox Series X not having any launch exclusive? Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
I mean, it's a bad thing right out of the gate. It's a total bad thing. Because I say this all the time, and I'm going to stick with it.
Mhm.
If you want your console to sell, it has to have exclusive. It has because exclusives make the console sell and gives it its own identity. If you don't have that, why are you buying a console?
Okay. All right.
Interesting.
Mr. Messiah, what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, look, it's disappointing, but now I know why, because I don't have a fat pipe. No, but actually, look, it's somebody who bought the OG Xbox, and the reason I bought it was because Knights of the Old Republic and Splinter Cell and Halo, those games you had to have that console for. I know they came out at different times, but so that's disappointing. I'm not buying one, so just for me, it's disappointing. I mean, I've heard people call it like another mid-gen upgrade, or just an upgrade because you're going to just be playing the same games. And if Halo is 4K 60 on Xbox X, the Scorpio, then it's going to be the same on the other console. I mean, I'm not here to say it won't have better graphics or something like that. It's
going to be like playing on PC, man. Someone's playing on a lower spec PC and you're playing on a high spec PC.
I'm not going to rip it. I would just wait to buy it. I've heard people say, "I'll just wait to buy it for when games come out," and that's fine. I think that's a consumer way to look at it. Hey, look, when they put some games on that SOB and it's going to be fire, I will buy it. I mean,
it'll still look amazing.
Exactly.
But
apparently, it was a midget who affected Tina. That's what it was. Sorry, it wasn't Fox. Tina, it was a midget. Nah, I'm playing.
Midget.
It was nothing but a midget. You know, it's a joke. That's the joke. Shout out to JJB for the $2 super chat. Says Game Pass will end up on PS5 when they lose next gen.
Okay, didn't I say that almost 6 months ago?
Yeah, but we don't know. We don't even know if Sony would allow that.
Yeah. So but I'm sorry. Go ahead, Big Flat.
No. I was just going to ask.
Well, I'm just saying it's disappointing. It is disappointing. I'm not mad. I'm not dissing it. It's just I would not buy it until it came out with 3 to 4 games that I would have to have it for. With that said, hey, look, if you want to buy it, buy 2 of them.
Right.
I mean, Craig, let's just be honest. Once you know it has those games that you're looking to get, you're going to give it the fat pipe, right?
Yeah, well, I possibly. I mean, to me,
was this going to become a hashtag? Oh my God.
Hashtag fat pipe. I think it's great.
That's right. Come on, people. 206 people watching. Hashtag fat pipe.
Yeah, hashtag. We got to get that thing.
Listen, for what it's worth, Digital Foundry kind of intimated a very similar thing.
White Zaddy.
They weren't talking about PS5, but they were talking about the importance of high memory bandwidth.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean,
PC space.
So what does the bandwidth do for anybody who doesn't understand what the bandwidth?
But it allows the data to go from point A to point B quickly, efficiently, and in huge amounts. If you got for instance, Switch only has 25 gigabits per second memory bandwidth, which is awfully low. But you notice now all the popping in the games, don't you?
I don't have one, but I take your word.
Yeah, but people who have a Switch know that when any open world game, you can pop in. You can see shadows just pop in. You see grass just pop in. Distant trees are cardboard, and then they turn into polygons. The closer you get to them, everything's popping. Pop in, pop out, shake it all about. It's because the 25 gigabits of bandwidth is so low that you just can't get the data there. It just can't get it quick enough, fast enough, or enough of it.
All right, so it's I get what you're saying. It's I do understand what you're saying. That does make sense. That they gotta get the information there, then the information has to go over there and get sorted. And Sony's RAM and its SSD there's a little bit more than the competitors. It doesn't mean the competitors won't do good. It's just that the way Sony's outlaid theirs. They've taken the same technology and they've got a few more sandwiches sitting on the table. Nothing. I got you. I understand. They stretched the bread and the cheese a little bit more. I got you. The next one.
Why am I famous? Why am I famous? Why these people? Why is somebody
what do you say?
Telling BitCloud I'm going to tweet you something that's going to piss Foxy off? Why am I famous for something? I don't want to be famous. I don't like it. I don't want to treat me like I'm nobody. I'm humble.
Van City 92. Shout out to them. It said the bandwidth means fat pipe having lots of water
I
running
see
through.
what
So, all right, I got you.
Yeah, it's just a RAM. It's the amount of information you can get from point A. to
Oh,
point
this is
B.
regarding Osiris Black. Osiris
Oh,
Black, who
no.
correctly leaked the PS4 Pro in 2016, and other pieces of info, is now back with a big new rumor.
What do you mean in 2016? I put out information about the
That's
PS4
what he
Neo way before 2016.
Nah, that's what this is what this tweety showed me.
It launched in 2016. Are you having a laugh?
Come out 16. Yeah.
Order
They had an
1886
Xbox
sequel
One
is
X.
coming to PS5 with graphics, according to him, on another
Hold
level.
on, wait.
PS4
So this person says that they confirmed PlayStation 4 Pro in 2016, the year it launched.
Yeah, that's what he sent me.
Really?
That's what he sent me. You want the tweet?
Without
You want the tweet?
I'm not interested in
Well,
bullshit.
because this basically that's what he says in the first part of it, and then the second part says the Order 1886 sequel is coming to PS5 with graphics, according to him, on another level, and the PS5 reveal is rumored for early February. We'll see. Well, I mean, shit.
I'm
we've been
sorry,
talking
I was
about that
putting
for
out
months.
videos about PlayStation Neo way before.
Take it with a grain of salt, people.
Yeah. I don't know.
You know, I'm sorry. Not just me either. Other people, like there were plenty of people, myself included, who were reporting, putting out information. I was probably one of the very few who were giving color to the information. But way before 2016, man. Come on now.
Yeah. What's up, Slomo?
It came out in 2016. Like, are you telling me nobody knew nothing?
I guess he tried to troll you. He's had himself since 20. He thought I was a troll. Okay.
What is this a fresh tweet?
It was a troll. It was a troll. That's courtesy of Osiris. I
Was
don't
it
know
in
when.
response to me?
When was this? When was this post? I don't know. I don't even know when it was.
Because why am I being attached to this person? I didn't diss them. I'm just saying a lot of the stuff in their information sounds like other people's stuff.
Don't know. When was this posted? Oh, it was
That's
2
not
hours ago.
dissing. That's not dissing. That's just making an observation.
This was made 2 hours ago. Actually, he made this.
Like people think I'm dissing Hip Hop Gamer because I'm saying he shouldn't get credit for back compat. That's not a diss. That's just me being truthful and honest. I wouldn't accept credit for shit that I don't deserve. I don't think anyone else should be able to take it.
And Fox, again, you're dealing with some people.
You said who owns the Order
who can't discern. They don't know how to discern.
Listen, I
things,
tweeted to my followers, do not give me credit for PlayStation 5 back compat legacy, what have you, because all I did was report on patents back in 2018, October, I remember it well, 2018, and several other videos following it, right? But I didn't break the news. I didn't come out and say, hey, I'm confirming, because you know, I have all of the information. It was out there before I even reported on it. The patent existed before my first video. That was how I was able to do my first video.
Yeah.
So how can you take credit for it? That's what I don't understand. Like, people shouldn't be able to take credit for stuff they didn't even. It's not even there. It's not theirs. Somebody. It's like stealing, man, from the blind.
Yeah. I'm saying right
Steal
now,
somebody's fat pipe.
episode 98 has officially made that a meme. I'm guessing the fat pipe. That's now a meme.
Really?
Everybody keeps saying it in the chat. Yeah, fat pipe.
Well, yeah, somebody did do that. The PS5.
That's gonna be a meme.
Hey.
Pipe,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's gonna meme. Fat
Hey,
pipe.
Big Cloud, it's been confirmed.
What?
Just
A
the
fat
midget
pipe?
has a fat pipe.
Oh, okay.
I wish I hadn't said that now.
I don't know where what just happened here.
Sounds like a meme. Sounds like a meme already.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Fuck, like, I wish I'd never said that.
Oh,
Because see,
Lord.
what will happen now? That
I
the
just
fat
said
pipe.
fat pipe because
There we
I am
go.
illiterate. I'm illiterate in terms of, you know, understanding the ins and outs of hardware. Like, I'm being honest. So
Yeah, you are.
I'm saying it in a way that I can understand it myself. So, you know, I don't presume everybody is gifted with, you know, all of the knowledge that the earth has on it. You know, it's just that's
No,
No, I mean, again, I think it's a good analogy. I just, you know, like I said, you got to be prepared. Somebody's going to say that because it's got a fat pipe, it must have a bit more power.
That's
Even though one
walking
has,
the
even though one has
no,
nothing to do with the
that's
other.
got
I
Oh,
nothing to do
Lord.
with power though. That's got nothing to do with power though.
know, I agree
Like the
with
Switch
you.
could have,
but they
the
don't.
Switch could have had a faster
They
CPU.
can't discern that.
No,
though,
let me explain
Foxy.
something here. The Switch could have had a way faster CPU when
Yeah.
it launched than the PS4 and the Xbox One combined, but the graphics card was shit. So that doesn't really balance it out, does it? It's not powerful.
Right.
You know, it's
No,
going to have the best
I
frame
agree.
rates but the worst graphics.
No, I don't disagree.
No,
So,
that's
but
just
you're
funny.
dealing with a group of people, like I said.
Yeah, but don't encourage them. It's like you're saying it to put it
Oh
in
well,
their
because
brain.
I'm
Don't
anticipating
encourage
it.
them.
I mean, these people are
But don't encourage them. Don't feed them. Let
they're
them.
like Morton Salt Girl moist. I mean, so I'm just you know,
The
letting
more
you know.
you say it, right? The more you say it, it's like you're putting it into reality. You're speaking it into existence, bro.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. All right,
Do you know what I
got
mean? The universe is funny, bro. If you
No,
say
you're
stuff,
right. You're right.
it's like you're jinxing. It's like jinxing. You know that word jinxing? Oh, you jinxed me.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're jinxing me. I'm just saying I believe in the power of words, and I feel like if you put stuff out there, like into the universe, things happen, man.
That is true. That is true. The universe balances it out.
Oh
So,
God.
It's like saying,
Did I get
don't call Sean a
everybody's
rape. So imagine you say, don't call Foxy Games a rapist. And nobody
Okay,
called
we're
me,
getting
and
too out
nobody
of
called me a
hand.
rapist. Do you get what I'm saying? Nobody called me a rapist, but someone says, don't call Foxy Games a rapist. It's like you're putting something out there.
But that's not true, Foxy. Remember, you got to take it with a grain of salt.
That's true.
And I'm sorry to use such a strong, but it's like that is real slander, isn't it?
It is slander.
That is
It's a real accusation, isn't it? A terrible accusation.
Man,
you know?
my boy Foxy, a lover, not a fighter.
Yeah. Like the song "The Girl Is Mine."
Okay, I'm gonna reel it in. What's up? What's up, Wild Bits? I'm gonna reel this in and hopefully get to the end here. We're pretty much at the end here. Did I get everybody's opinion on the Xbox no launch exclusives?
I'll just say mine quick.
Go
you
ahead.
know, I don't really care, but just for the sake of this discussion, I don't know why people are acting surprised, because you know this is no secret. They did say ages ago that no console left behind. They did say, I reported it, you know, I looked back into my video archive and I even saw a video where I made a PS5 is a true next-gen console. Will Xbox Scarlet be? Now Microsoft are putting games cross-platform. I swear to you, I made that video like 8 months ago and I forgot about that video. Okay? And now 8 months later, like Matt Booty says it. I'm not saying you know, I'm the one who confirmed it. I probably got it from an article. But I did report on it. And so this is not a surprise to me. Like, it's not a surprise.
Yeah.
I'm just disappointed that they're not really going to go toe-to-toe with Sony in terms of this exclusive sort of goes up against that exclusive. It won't be like that, will it? It's going to be like, I said it before, I'll say it again, and people might not be happy with this, but I have to speak my truth. I look at for the first 2 years at least, I look at the Xbox Series X as some kind of PlayStation 4 Pro boost mode to the PS4. It's like it's going to increase the same game slightly to what the system can manage, like a PC. Like even Digital Foundry said it when they're talking about it, like X Dark One. I've forgotten what his name. John Lindemann. He said it right. He said, "Oh, Xbox One X is going to feel like turning up the dials on a PC. It's not going to really drastically change the game. It's just going to make it richer. But it's the same game. There's no real innovation." He said that himself. And I said that before he said it in tweets. You know, I said that it's going to stagnate. The Xbox Series X true potential, because, you know, they have to consider the old CPU of the Xbox One S. And it won't have an SSD. It's got slower RAM. It's like you're compromising. You're trying to do a one size fits all.
But remember, Foxy, you got to take things with a grain of salt.
Okay, there's a grain of
Well,
salt.
this I'm afraid is real. They will not have
any
exclusives. In fact, Matt Booty went further, which this is what I found really disappointing. Not only will they not have exclusive Xbox Series X games for the first 1 to 2 years, they're only going to pick 1 or 2 to showcase the Xbox Series X. Everything else is just going to be brute forced. and that's going to be Halo Infinite and one other game. He said it himself.
Wow.
We're picking. He said we're choosing one or two games. Halo Infinite definitely will showcase the Xbox Series X, but that means all the other games are just going to be open-ended so that the system just boosts it.
So it's gonna be more like filler-based titles instead of just titles to the
It's going to be like having a PC. Like it's going to be like you've been stuck on this 720p, 900p PC for all these years, and you've saved up enough money now to get a 1440p 4K PC, and all those games that you were playing in fuzzy graphics before. Now they're going to be clearer, but it's the same game though.
Yeah.
There's no innovation. It's the same game. It's not doing any more than what the hardware is raw brute forcing the game that was already made to have the limits of its own engine. Do you know, it's like I said it before, look at Rise, Son of Rome, and look at the Order 1886. Those games were focused for just those hardware, right?
Mm-hmm.
And look at the magnificent visuals they managed to get out of it. Do you think Xbox 360 and PS3 as a cross-gen title would have done any justice to the Order 1886 or Rise, Son of Rome? Do you think you would have got anywhere near that quality if it was a cross-gen product? Be honest.
Hard to say. Well, actually, I wouldn't say. I would say
Hard
no,
to
but
say.
it's hard to say that they would ever even push it. That's what I'm about to say.
Dude, there's no way the Order 1886 and Rise, Son of Rome, how they look now, could have possibly looked or ran anywhere near acceptable on a PS3 or Xbox 360. I'm sorry. They they couldn't even get Black Ops 3. They just said, fuck the story. We're just going to do the multiplayer.
Yep.
You mean
Do you understand? They couldn't even do Black Ops
yeah.
3 on the PS3 and Xbox 360. And that wasn't particularly pushing the most advanced graphic.
It wasn't. No, it was the size of the game, right? Wasn't it something like that?
It wasn't the size. They
size.
just thought, fuck it, man. We just make money.
I thought it was the scope of the game was too
the
much.
next
So they
gen
couldn't
now.
fit the single player on.
Yeah, it is.
No, that's just, dude, that's the excuses they make. It's about money and time and investment. They're saying that so that those people on that generation don't feel like they're being shortchanged. That's just PR talk. What they're saying is, we want to just, we're investing in that anymore. We've moved on. Because that Black Ops 3 game was about 2 years in, wasn't it? Or 18 months in or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, around that time, yeah.
So at that point, why are these people still holding on to the last gen? User base has grown to an acceptable level on the new gen base.
Yeah.
Like, these publishers only worry pre-launch and launch because of the very low install. It's a new product. They're only worried at that point. After a year and a half, 2 years, they're not worried no more. Because there's enough of an install base to make money on a game.
Yeah.
I mean, all you have to do is just recycle. And to tell you the truth, quite honestly, even playing...
No, I mean, not Black Ops 4 didn't have a story, not 3.
Yeah.
You misunderstood me. Black Ops 3 did not have a campaign mode on PS3 and Xbox 360. They only did multiplayer.
Yeah, it was strictly multiplayer.
Yep.
That's what I said very clearly. I don't have to repeat myself again.
No, and going back a little bit, Foxy, like just recently when I started playing the Master Chief Collection on PC, you can clearly see the limitations to scaling, especially even with a PC as well. You can see the limitations where the graphics are at. And this whole thing with, bringing back the old games and try to upscale them to a resolution higher than they were originally intended to play at, it's going to be a letdown for a lot of people.
Well, look at Watch Dogs. It's horrible on the Wii U, horrible on horrible on the 360, and it wasn't that amazing. Let's face it, on the new gen at the time.
Yeah,
there's huge cutbacks. I mean, just look at games. Do you think God of War would look good on PS3 if it was a cross-gen title? Would you think Spider-Man would look good? Do you think The Last of Us Part 2 would look good?
Nah, it would
cross-gen?
not. It would not.
Just think. People just need to think. And then the answer is right in front of your nose. Like, cross-gen is not good, man.
Nah, and there's limitations. It's hard.
It's okay for the third parties because the risk is greater for them.
Yeah.
But for hardware fucking platform holders, they should be pushing exclusives.
That's like trying to port a PS2 title onto a PS4 title you're gonna see the big difference in how the graphics and textures look
everything
like.
has its limits, man. That's
It
why
does.
hardware becomes obsolete. It's for a reason,
Yep.
not to hold on to them and try and preserve them. It's not a museum. Fucking kill the fuckers.
Yeah. I mean, I keep my old hardware for my purpose because I like going back to my older content once in a while. But as far as like progressional and leap bounds that are needed, yes, you need them in order to entice a broader audience. And that is
Dude.
the purpose of buying new hardware to
Dude,
entice that creativity.
Dude, people are hypocrites because I remember at the beginning of this generation, right? There were some PC gamers saying, it's using that architecture. It's using you're not going to see any improvement from launch games like you did with the PS3 and 360 over time. It's just, the games aren't going to improve that much, and they did exponentially. And then you also had people saying, who had upgraded from PS3 and 360 to PS4 or Xbox One. They were calling for the end of supporting the last gen. They were calling for it early. They were saying, we don't want cross-gen. It's holding back PS4 and Xbox One games. Now suddenly, some people are saying, oh, cross-gen is great.
It's
Like
not,
the messaging changes like with the wind. It's ridiculous.
Bro, even Destiny, when Destiny came out and you played it on the PlayStation 3, I remember playing that game and it was like, ew, not good. Even
Listen, I just
Advanced
like people
Warfare.
are honest. I like honest. You know what? When you don't, no one lies to me. I always look at it like you can't be lying to me. You're lying to yourself. So I like people who are honest. Just be honest, man. Be open and honest. Stop flip-flopping. Stop changing like the seasons. 1 minute you're rain, the next minute you're sun. Stick to it. Yeah. Just accept the L when you're wrong, or take the praise when you're right. But just be consistent and stick to it. Don't just be changing like because it's you know what? Maybe nobody won't notice. I was over here, but I'm gonna tippy toe over here now. This is my position. Maybe no one will notice. People notice. People will pull up your old tweets and show it to you. Here's your receipts.
Yeah. Definitely. There's a question for you, Caleb Hunter. €2, €2 from him. What football team do you support, Foxy?
Guna, Arsenal, all the way from birth. Didn't have a choice. My dad would have beat me to death had I said another team.
Oh man, I like Barcelona. Just to throw that out there.
Arsenal.
Shout out to Slim73 for subscribing. Welcome to the channel. Carlos, what's your thoughts on them not launching with a game? No exclusive games, I mean.
I'm just gonna go out and say that first of all, you have to have an identity. Secondly, time is of the essence when it comes to putting your product on the market. And if you have bad timing in producing anything that compels a purchase, then you have already lost that consumer. So with that being said, the Xbox Series X with its delay of content is actually a downfall. It's not a positive one. It is not something that is beneficial for them because we're going to have the same scenario that we had back in 2014 from what I'm seeing. Lack of content and just hardware talk. We don't want that. We want at least one or two exclusives would have been fine for the first 2 years of that console, in my opinion. But that's just me.
I'd say just.
Go ahead, Foxy.
I say just push Halo Infinite as the cross-gen title because you already announced that for the current gen, so you can't really change. But all these other games like that we supposedly don't know about, rather than say there'll be no exclusives, Microsoft should have been smarter and said nothing and just showed trailers of games that will be exclusive and just make people wait because they're used to waiting anyway over there on Xbox. So why bother say anything at all?
Yeah.
Look how long they've been waiting for games. Years. Does it matter if they're waiting another 2 years? Just don't say nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing new. You're still waiting at this point. Shout out to Blaze, by the way. I forgot to say that too. Shout out to
Yeah,
Blaze.
man.
Sony's God, baby. Gotta quote him.
Godfall. Remember I said that I wasn't that impressed with the graphic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've used that footage so many times in videos, and I've looked at it so many times. It's grown on me now. I think it looks spectacular.
Yeah, it's something different, man. Like,
And especially now I know it's real time. Like that's properly how it would be represented if it was running on PS5. It's not some, souped up, impossible PC fucking spec version.
But you know what's so funny though? Like we're saying this, we're making these statements, right? And to tell you the truth, quite frankly, what would have happened, right? Even if you chucked Scalebound to the side, right? And you actually revamped that title round up and actually released it on the Xbox Series X as a first day launch title. How would that compel you to even, go to the extent of saying, you know what? At least they're giving me the incentive to buy the console because it's a new IP, it's something
Don't you
different.
think they talk too much over there? You got Phil
Xbox?
Spencer saying
Yeah.
one thing, then you got Matt Booty. It's like one of them says something to make you feel happy,
They're like T-Mobile.
and the other one says something to make you feel sad. So they take
Like
it in
T-Mobile,
turns
they're
over there at
two conflicting
Microsoft. They will
messages.
make a really good announcement, get everyone geared up, and then within weeks, they're giving you bad news.
The sad part, man. That's the sad part because they have
Yeah.
plenty of IPs, and a lot of intellectual properties with great ideas, and yet they do not want to execute on those ideas. And it's like it's feeling more filler based than actual, good quality. That's just the way I see it.
Yeah.
Says Sea of Thieves has 10 million players daily, but that's on PC as well, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
on PC
it's on
and
PC.
So
Xbox.
it's got two
It's a cumulative.
platforms.
It's a cumulative.
Yeah, that would never be if it was just Xbox. That would drop right down.
Right.
Yeah. Shout out
That's
to-
good though. That's
Yeah.
good
It's
because
doing good. Yeah.
I'm impressed with Seas. As a game, I'm not interested in it, but the technology be impressive. Like the water shaders they use, amazing.
It's 4K water, man.
No, but that
4K
water
pics.
is really the physics in that water is amazing. I don't care what anyone says. Like if that, I wouldn't mind seeing that in
Yeah.
any game, to be honest. That type of physics in the water.
That would be.
They nailed it. And imagine I think that water that we saw in the Xbox One X ad, the Xbox console itself is floating above that water.
Yeah.
I think it will be capable of rendering water exactly how you saw it there.
That would be crazy, man.
Now that
Yeah.
would be crazy. I feel that's standard because that scene, it's not a complicated scene. I mean, if you look at Death Stranding, when you're on the beach, like the water looks amazing. Like there's not much to render there, is it? It's just more open space, isn't it?
This man said there's less than 10,000. All right, so who's right? I don't even want to comment on it.
Well, all right, look, they mean from the time that game's hit.
Wait a minute, it's 10,000.
I'm confused. I'm getting two different numbers here.
10,000
Wow.
on two platforms. That means only 2,000, 3,000 people are playing on it.
Yeah, I guess so. That's
I mean,
true.
I played. They count me as one of the users. I played with like 3 or 4 other people over a year ago. Whenever it came out, I played it. So they're counting me as one of those players. I haven't played it since I tried it for like 6 or 8 hours.
Have it on the system. Have it on my rig right here.
I thought they only
I've yet
count
to fire
active
that up.
users, people that have played the game in the last.
Listen, man.
Maybe that's what they're doing. That could be.
I downloaded that game in 2017.
I've never tried it. I know I wouldn't like
Did it on my PC for like about maybe 4 or 5
I haven't
hours.
tried Crackdown 3. I haven't tried a lot of
After
it
that,
things because it's not for
That
me.
game was thrown into the shadow realm out of my. However, I will say this: I did enjoy playing Crackdown 3's campaign. The multiplayer, not so much. It wasn't really. It felt very shallow in terms of replayability. Very
the only
shallow.
game that the only game really that me to turn on the Xbox One. There's 2 games. Halo Master Chief Collection. And the Forza Horizon series.
Yep, those are the only 2.
Namely Forza Horizon 2 and maybe 3. Not so much 4. It's not that I don't like 4, but I know England already. Play a game in places that I don't know. Do you know what I mean? So those are the only two real series that get me to turn the Xbox One on in a blue moon, you know, and that's not good, really, is it?
Yeah.
And I have to admit,
Nah,
the
man.
Forza Horizon games are far superior than any. I mean, Gran Turismo is obviously not in the same. You can't compare them because one's a track, one's open world. In terms of open world car games, there's nothing on PlayStation to match Forza Horizon. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, there isn't. There's never gonna be.
That's why Motorstorm should come out on PS5, open world, and you can play multiplayer if you like. Everybody can do convoys, stunts together, races, events. They could do their own little Forza Horizon type thing, but in the Motorstorm world.
That would be a
The
great
first
idea.
Motorstorm, though, not two. Well, two's okay, but not three. I wasn't a fan of Apocalypse.
Yeah.
I thought they went a bit too far with that one.
Yeah,
It
they
took
went a
away
little bit more
the
arcadey
feels.
with the last one.
Yeah, it was too narrow and linear. You had to be too precise going through
Yeah.
buildings and all that shit. I like the open gravel,
The open world one was kind of being its
desert
own,
and the
like,
mud and all that
yeah.
shit. I prefer all
I didn't
that,
like
man.
I didn't like that mud effect where it got on the screen, but I liked the fact that they were just trying something else outside their
I
element.
spent hundreds of hours on multiplayer on the PS3 launch when it was free to go online. It was the same people almost every other night, like 2 times a week, and it would be the same regular crew, and we'd all have our specific vehicles that we like.
Yep.
I always used to go for the it's like is it a Trans Am type vehicle with a flame design on the side?
Yeah.
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 One of those. That was my vehicle. Yeah, it was either that or one of the bikes. If I felt
I
like
went with straight dirt
doing like,
bikes and
because you could choose
yeah.
different levels on the map to race. There was a high level for the bikes,
Yep.
low level for the mud vehicles like trucks and stuff, and the middle level like would be for cars and buggies. And I always knew how to play that game. Like certain games you want to be a truck, so I'd always stay low. But if I was a bike, I'd always stay high.
Yeah, the soundtrack for that game was really good too, and I like the setting
And the
of it,
opening is just like Horizon, isn't it? I feel
Yeah.
like Horizon copied Motorstorm's opening because it's like a festival.
It's like, yeah, so it is legit a
The
festival.
intro is
Everybody's,
like a
coming
festival
together.
in Motorstorm, isn't it?
Yeah, that was sick.
Oh, I miss that game, man. I miss Team Eva. I wish they didn't let them go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be good. That'd be good to see. I don't know.
I
if we ever
like
got
Paul
one.
Shasinski. Remember Paul Shasinski, the community manager for Evo? He used to talk to everyone on Twitter. Always reply to your tweet.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember him too.
yeah.
I miss that company, man. They were really open. They were very
They treated the
accessible.
gamers as like a priority to get back.
They were
into
kind of
stuff.
like Phil Spencer in a way.
Yeah.
Like they would engage with you.
Mm-hmm.
And Shuhei, of course.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Oh, there's another question for you. Oh, this is rotating to you, Caleb Hunter. I didn't forget you, Caleb. €2. Liverpool all the way. Number one. You're down at 10. So that's what he said to you.
Well, here's the
Terms of
thing.
Soccer.
I even though I was born to support Arsenal, I'm not like into the tribalism of football.
Mhm.
I'm not tribal with it. I'm not tribal. So, I'm not, if we're playing like away at Chelsea or we're playing away at Tottenham, I'm not like, yeah, come on, I'm not into all that bullshit, man.
Yeah.
It's not that deep. I think that these guys are getting paid a couple $100,000 a week to run
Yeah.
up and down on a pitch. Why am I getting into arguments and stupid banter with people I don't know when they're the ones who are driving the Ferrari?
Yeah.
See what I mean? It's like muggins over here. Why am I like fighting for them? Like, I just enjoy it as a sport. I enjoy it as entertainment, competitiveness. But I'm not into this tribal business.
Yeah.
Same with console. I'm not tribal. You might think I'm a fanboy, but you're wrong.
All right, so this is the last topic, guys. I know a lot of people are like, God, when's the show end? This is it right here. It's the final topic. No E3 plan for Sony. That has been confirmed. Sony will not be attending E3. Quick thoughts on this going around. Let's see. Big Mike, what's your thoughts on this? Sony not attending E3.
Sony not attending E3. Sony doesn't need E3. E3 needs Sony.
You got that from DualShocker. Stop. I saw that damn shit, you asshole.
I don't give a fuck. Where do I work?
Hey, go ahead though.
But my point is, like I said, E3 needs Sony, and Sony doesn't need a big audience to get its reputation and their product for people to see. It costs like $40 to $50 million just to buy a slot to get on the stage and talk maybe 20, 30 minutes, and that costs a lot of money. Where the rest of these people, like Xbox, Nintendo, they're not even there. Nintendo does their own little thing at a treehouse, and they pre-record their stuff. Where's Xbox go? Xbox has their own stage, and they do it on Sunday.
Yeah.
So it doesn't cost Xbox a thing.
Yeah. Pretty much everybody bailed out of it at this point.
And plus you also got to think the big catastrophe of the docs for the ESA last year. That hurt a lot of people. That scared a lot of game journalists.
Well, Sony did Microsoft a big favor by not showing up, because at least Xbox Series X gets its own limelight. It can dominate the stage, the event, because I can't imagine any other hardware launch happen.
But then,
and because to be honest with you, knowing what I know, if they were doing the same thing, one going day before the other, it would be just like last, this gen rather, where Microsoft just got completely shown up and outclassed.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry. Look, they're even telling you they're not going to have no exclusives, and Sony will.
Yeah.
So they lose on that fact alone.
Okay. All right.
So it's good that they're not going to share the same venue. Sony going to have set their own stage, announce PS5 on their own terms, like Nintendo does it on their own terms. They don't need E3, yes, but let's not downplay the significance of E3, because I'm not going to pretend that over the last 15 years
20,
that I haven't enjoyed E3. Even when Sony wasn't, still enjoyed E3.
Yeah.
So I'm not downplaying E3 like because Sony's not there suddenly, it's a rubbish, irrelevant venue. Because
it's not relevant,
no, I'm not talking about you, but other people have that in there. Other people are thinking because Sony's not there, let's trash E3. But remember when Sony were there, blowing your mind, and Microsoft were blowing your head off with 360 and some Xbox One stuff, right? And PS3. Just remember how you loved E3 then. Just remember that.
Exactly. I love E3. E3 is like huge to me.
E3 used to be the Super Bowl for gamers. That's what it used to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go to E3.
Around here, man. I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go to E3.
Beach,
it's like one of my dreams to go to E3.
You can wear flip flops, go on the beach, pick up some pebbles.
But like I was saying, and we talked about last night there, BitCloud, about we had I think it was Super G. He said he's gone there, and he said place is falling apart even.
Yeah.
And even Tony Polanco, I asked him yesterday on his podcast. He says, he goes, the place is not very safe at all anymore, where they're holding it.
Right.
He goes, it needs major repair.
What? Who? Where?
E3. The building.
E3.
Yeah. The
building.
Site, yeah.
Needs major repairs at the building.
See, but all this is coming out now, though.
Yeah.
Before Sony said they weren't going to be there, the building was safe.
Mm-hmm.
Do you notice that? Nothing wrong with the building before Sony weren't going to be there. Now we got this information. The building is not safe anyway. It's like, think about it. It's like all this downplaying. I'm not talking about you, anyone on the panel. I'm just saying all this stuff seems to be coming out just because Sony is not there. Like, that's so disingenuous, man. It's cringe, actually. Because I remember E3. I've had a great time with E3 events, watching them over the years. I've been at work and I couldn't watch them back in the day, like 2005, 2000. And I'm on the internet, though, sneaking at work when I didn't have any power at work, like any responsibility. Like when I had my own manager, like I'd be sneaking just to see any bits of articles and stuff, usually Games Radar back then, you know what I mean? And buying magazines like, computer and video games and, Games Master, anything just to get news, because I just had to have the information. Like, so I'm not gonna like suddenly say, oh, Sony's not there, E3's lame, because Microsoft were there and Sony weren't there. And all right, they had, a reasonable showing, but I still enjoyed it. It's like I didn't feel like I missed Sony. I didn't miss Sony any events. I didn't feel like I missed out on anything throughout the entirety of 2019 because they didn't do it. Because I understood that they were galvanizing, they were gearing up and preparing PS5, so it didn't bother me.
Yeah, sorry. Replying to one.
I mean, like, let's just put it this way, right?
Okay.
And I'm gonna give this special reply to a certain pertainable individual in the chats
No,
right
I'm
now.
just gonna tell him right now. You ain't gotta say. I'm just right now. Let me tell you something, dude. You either relax in this damn chat or you won't be in this fucking chat. You hear me? Relax. We're talking gaming here and we're relaxing. You can't talk gaming. Get the fuck out of here, Mr. GTI, bro. That's the last one I'm gonna tell you right now.
Oh,
Anyway, back
shit.
to
You
this.
sound like a parent telling off a
No,
child.
he sounds like a fucking 5-year-old in this fucking chat. You need to grow the fuck up. I'm not playing. He gonna get fucking immediately ejected from this fucking chat permanently. Don't come here and fuck with my chat. Seriously.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna talk to you in this fucking calm tone this whole fucking show, and you come here and rile
Come
up
on,
these fucking people in the chat.
Don't
do that.
Sorry.
Don't degrade it. Don't.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
just-
I'm not. I'm just telling this dude. You better chill the fuck
No, but you
out.
sound like you
Hey,
can have an argument with it.
Jamar,
You
if he does it, you have the okay. If he continues, you have the okay. But I'm telling you right now, that goes for anybody. We're talking gaming here. We're being adults.
You should just block
Talking
him, man,
game.
and not even mention him. You give him fucking
You need to
platform.
calm the hell down. Like on some real shit. All right, moving on.
It's like you're putting him on stage like a reveal.
Right.
like a reveal.
No. I'm saying if he was on stage, I would just fucking just choke the fuck out of him. But I'm saying, moving on. Messiah, what's your thoughts on it?
Ridge Racer.
I mean, again, I grew up watching G4. All the, everybody was there. So in that aspect, I wish Sony would go. But I understand that, EA is off-site now. They're still around, but they do their thing off-site. Ubisoft is off-site. Square Enix is off-site. So it's just not as big as it used to be. I'm not here to say it's not. If you're going, have a good time, be safe, But Gamescom is a bigger platform now than E3 is. So, and Sony seems to be concentrating more on Europe. And I wish Microsoft, I agree with Foxy, Microsoft, they wet their pants at last year's E3. That was pathetic. No gameplay. So hopefully this year they had gameplay out the wazoo. Start to finish, show gameplay, not CGI, but gameplay. So, so for me personally, disappointed they're not going. Wish they were there for nostalgia's sake. But I get it. It's just not as big as it used to be. And why not have your own event for your own hardware? I mean, Apple releases the iPhone at the Apple Studios on campus. Google, did Stadia and their new Google phones on campus. They don't go anywhere. So that's just kind of the way it is. The only time Sony will share a stage, it sounds like, is based on what I was told, is when they have a movie or TV show they're going to announce. Then they'll be somewhere else. But yeah,
well, I feel like Sony are very confident at the moment, and they have every right to be, because there's so much that you guys don't know. It's ridiculous. I don't want to drop names, but I've been talking to a few people in DMs. Okay, people that have a lot of trust in. Okay, known people, bigger people than me, and not exchanging information, but just talking, and some things have come out, and it's like everything. The one thing that is like sort of a reoccurring theme is that there's just so much you guys don't know. Like, you think you know about PS5, you hardly know anything.
Yeah.
There's so much that Sony are going to come out and tell you this year over various time frames and time scales. There are studio acquisitions. Not just one. And when I say not just one might be a formation of a studio, like they just built a studio themselves. One of them is definitely an outside studio acquisition. Oh man, sometimes I give myself a headache. This is the truth. Like, I didn't know this before I started a YouTube channel, but you can make yourself ill, literally feel ill, physically ill, just by holding stuff in. Information in. You can, because it's like I'm not really used to this. I've only been doing it since 2014. I'm not, it's not a long time. Long enough to have made some, contacts. But it's just it's like my brain wants to explode. It's almost, I don't know how to explain it. It's like I got so much in my head. It's like it literally hurts.
Yeah.
When I see, and it hurts even more when I see people typing negative stuff about me, like you don't know this, you don't know that, you're lying this, you're lying that, and knowing what I know, having what I have in my, it's like I'm caught between a rock and a hard place. Because if I start spilling the beans, there's so much jeopardizing going on. It's like I might as well shut down my YouTube channel and call it a day. You just don't know the risks involved. Seriously, it's like I'm surprised that I haven't been contacted yet by anybody. Like a warning or something. Seriously, because I haven't really said anything. Because I'm being careful. I don't want to spoil it for people either, right?
Yeah.
I want it to be a surprise for everybody. So I'm not gonna just, spoil it for you. No matter how much you ask me or bug me or try and get me to tell you, I'm always gonna put myself in the position of you don't want to spoil the surprise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No one will thank you for it either. Because once you tell them, there's nothing more to look forward to.
Yeah.
It's more of a disappointment.
You literally have to block people at this point because you just get tired of their bullshit.
But I was getting ready to reply to what's his name, and I saw Michael.
I feel like I'm not built. Sometimes I feel like, seriously, I'm having a moment here.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like I'm not built for this shit.
Yeah.
But you are built.
I honestly don't want to be infamous or famous. I don't want notoriety or nothing. It's not what I wanted. I never asked for it. Don't want it. I know, some things come. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to sound like I'm famous. I'm not. I'm a tiny YouTube channel, but I'm more known than I ever was before I started the YouTube channel. Put it that way, in terms of people I've never met before, right? But I don't know. I'd never want to be. I don't envy people in the public eye because I don't envy it.
Yeah.
I just don't. I find it abhorrent.
Yeah.
I just don't like it. People feel like the people are invasive. If you don't tell them what they want to know, they get personal. They start talking about stuff and bringing things up. There was a guy called Rice Eater. I told you to block because I thought that was a racist thing towards Japanese, right, or Chinese or Asian people, right? And I think you did block him. And how long ago was that? Literally in a video the other day. Nothing to do with racism or anything to do with him. He's come up in my video comments talking about, oh, remember me? How dare you get Ryan to block me and call me a racist? I'll have you know that my girlfriend is Chinese or Singapore. I'm like, fuck, you've been holding this on your brain all this time. This was like last year.
If your girlfriend's Chinese, why the hell would you make a derogatory fucking
No, but that's not the point. This guy been sleeping on me. It's like he's a bedfellow. The guy can't take me out of his mind.
Oh yeah, you'll have people say, "Well, a year ago
he was in Craig's chat, wasn't he? Was he in your chat?
I don't know. I didn't see. I was.
He was in your chat. I think he was in your chat.
Yeah,
but
this is some information. But no, it's just there's a group of people. They're full retard, and they're around, and that's just you block them and you move on.
Facts. Like that is I don't lose sleep over the shit. I'm right.
And then going back to the original topic with the E3 showcasing Microsoft and the absence of Sony. Let's just put it this way. What has been the greatest tool right now for most marketing companies? What has been the greatest tool? Social media, right? In terms of advertisement, what better way to hit a demographic of people, including gamers, as in that same vicinity, right? Spaces like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, any social media forum, right? Sony has been so present on a global scale for all advertisement through social media that it's not even funny. It isn't.
Well, talking about social media, you're probably going to see a tweet from Sony soon. When I say soon, I shouldn't use the word soon too much, actually, because people take it too literally. Soon to me means, this year. Very soon means more imminently. Okay, but Sony are going to revise PS4. I don't know if it includes PS4 Pro, but they're
Yeah.
revising PS4
I
Pro,
saw that
making
tweet.
it cheaper.
Yeah.
They're gonna make it cheaper, and they're gonna make it like appeal more to the younger demographic. So it's gonna be obviously cheaper in price, and this is all after the big games launch on it. So probably after Ghost of Tsushima, it's gonna be like I wouldn't say downgraded, but that's the word that seems to be flowing around here. It's gonna be relegated to like a younger, like they did with PlayStation 1 and 2 when PS2 and PS3 came out. Like, it became cheap and it stayed on the market for ages. And they'll probably support it with very small titles, collaborations with other companies, but no big titles.
Yeah.
When PS5
That's a good thing.
So that's basically
yeah.
yeah. That's going back to what we were all saying too. It was last year, right? We talking about would they ever like come out with another like a super slim? I think I said that too, super slim for PS4.
Well, do you also remember I said that I believe the PS5, well, I predicted the PS5's total launch numbers will be around 105 million.
Yeah, 125.
Remember I said that, and they're 106 million right now, aren't they?
Yeah. So this would be like
and
the
that
last
means it's slowing
Kickstarter
down because it's slowing down because like there were 100 million. Like they announced that how long ago, and now they've only done 6 million in that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's like it's slowing down.
This is gonna be
it's
like a
slowing
legacy
down.
type of console for them at this point. You know,
Yeah,
super
so
cheap.
by the time PS5 is at full swing and there are no more PS4 games launching, like it all dries up. I think its final number is going to be around 135.
Yeah,
close to 135 million. So it probably won't beat the PS2, but it's still going to do good numbers.
It's going to be it's going to be the actually third best selling console of all time.
Well, isn't it the second best selling?
Second now, yeah, second. So it's going to be second. My bad.
Yeah.
Second best.
Shout out to JJB, $2 super chat. I didn't forget you. Thank you. He says, choke the bitch, referring to that dude, and he's also referring to, I guess, Dolly Dad. Thank you for correcting that, Michael and Jamar Bates. Appreciate it. The dude says, "Oh, I'm protecting somebody who couldn't defend themselves," but I'm like, if you were protecting them, you should have told him to watch his mouth in this chat. I'm just saying.
What if Sony? Forget that person, man. You give these people too much.
Screw that guy. But I'm saying
we're talking about gaming. But what if Sony revise a PS4 with no disk drive like Microsoft did?
Oh, you mean a sad edition?
Yeah. What if they did an all digital type PS4? Like really cheap, like for say $129, $150.
That would be crazy. That's all I gotta say. And if it actually does do impact in sales, hey, they have marketed
maybe $179, $150.
I mean, if they market it right, or if they show the potential buyers what they're purchasing, and yeah, I could honestly see something.
And you can play PS5 games on it via PlayStation Now in the future.
Oh, that would be crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
Think about that. Like you never have to worry about
PS5 locker. I don't. Shit. I don't know.
No, but some people will take that option.
Yeah.
Like they will take a lower quality.
When that kind of like make the other. Well, I wouldn't say it make it irrelevant, but it wouldn't necessarily make it like a high. It wouldn't make it like a high priority to get unless it got sold out.
Streaming is never going to compare.
Yeah.
There's always going to be a blip.
Yeah.
It might look stable for an hour and then there's a blip.
Yeah.
It's never. It's just because there's too much dependency, on the ISP that you have in your home.
Mm-hmm.
It's just too much. There's too much. There's too many things that it needs to depend on. There'll never be it will never be one-to-one gaming. Like there's always going to be slight lag. I don't think they're going to get past that. I don't think they are for a long time. We're like 2 decades away from getting. Before that is like at a level where you just don't know the difference.
Yeah. Shit. I'm just blown away. We're at the home stretch. Shit is like legit. Time went by super fast with this. It went by super fast.
There's a lot of time.
It's a good conversations, man.
Oh yeah, it's a good conversation. I'm glad we did this. Definitely extended this show. I had a good time with you guys. Anybody else anything else you want to talk about? Anything else you guys want to add to anything we talked about?
Pretty much.
Yeah, just don't worry about T-flops, man. Just worrying about T-flops is pointless. We've had like 6 different T-flop numbers so far, 7 of them. You know, from 8.4 all the way up to 18 T-flops and everything else in between. Like that shows you that no one doesn't know nothing. It's final. Do you know what I'm saying? People think they know, but nobody, including me, I don't know the final retail T-flop. I just know what certain dev kits were doing at a certain point in time, you know. And I'm told that when they're updating dev kits, sometimes, you know, I'm not given exact numbers. People think that. I don't know if it's my fault. I don't want people to think that. You know, I hope I'm not giving the impression that I know everything, because that's not possible. I'd have to have contacts in every of Sony Interactive Entertainment. Know everything. I'd have to know someone in marketing. I'd have to know someone in engineering. I'd have to know everywhere, and that's just not possible. Nobody has that many contacts. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I hope I'm not portraying it as if I know everything, because that's just, I want to put the record straight. I don't know everything.
Yeah. You
I know
game
enough.
delays?
I know enough, though. I know enough.
He said game delays. There's not really new. I mean, that's nothing at this point.
There's
like,
no news on.
Yeah, like if you think about it, it's common sense why the games are getting delayed. We have what's launching very, very soon. New next gen hardware, so it makes sense that these games are getting pushed further back so these games can have those enhancements ready for you day one on the new consoles. That's what's going on here. It makes more sense.
Well, I don't think Sony's gonna charge people, because I'm hearing a lot about this.
Where is that coming from? You might ask and enlighten me on that. What is that?
I'm hearing a lot of people. I'm hearing a lot of parrot talking
in
YouTube videos about, well, Sony, you know, they might, you know, if you buy a PS4 game, instead of letting you have free enhancements for the PS5 version, they might charge you. It might be behind a paywall. And, you know, I'm like, come on now. They're going to do that with Microsoft.
They're going to pull an Xbox? No.
But think about it. Sony's going to give up a competitive edge like that to Microsoft when they don't need to. And Microsoft's going to be letting you play at whatever fucking frame rates and resolution, as long as the hardware PC that you got can manage. And then Sony's charging you. Does that make sense? Is that good PR?
Somebody said they charged you for PS3 to PS4. What do you mean?
No, they didn't. They didn't. They charged you
for the games being redone.
No, they never. They didn't. This is what happened. People confusing it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's on purpose or they're just ignorant. But when the PS2 versions of games ended up on PS3, they had to be remade as
cell architecture.
So work had to go into that. There was a fucking porting team involved in that. Okay. Yeah. So they had to charge you because they was treating it like a remaster. We're talking about games that are running on the same fucking hardware. Okay. I mean, architecture of hardware. Yeah. AMD, PS4, PS5. It's essentially the same kind of hardware, right? Okay. Yep. Compatible wise. Yeah. It's just different frequencies and clock. And obviously the architecture is different with the RDNA, but it's essentially, you know, like a PC, man. And at the end of the day, right? It's not going to cost that much money to patch a game. All you have to do is unlock the frame rate, yeah, and just change that. If it's checkerboarding, let it be dynamic. That doesn't take a whole fucking studio to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It takes a whole studio to turn a PS2
they're probably going to more likely
into a PS3 remaster, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It takes a whole studio to turn a PS3 remaster into a PS4 remaster.
Yeah.
They had to get Bluepoint to do some of them.
Makes you wonder how they're going to operate, like, again, with the whole, the remake, or not remake, the, I guess a remake, the damn, they're going to have to redo the games from PS3 to PS4, obviously, or PS5. But I'm about to say the, not remake. What was it? What was the shit when you do it? Revision? What am I talking about? I can't even say it.
An emulator.
Yeah, the emulator. There you go. The emulator. When they're emulating these games on PlayStation 5, they're probably going to have a separate legit team do this, like Microsoft does for theirs. Notice how it took time for Microsoft's library.
Well, I feel like if the legacy thing is a reality, yeah, and it happens at launch, and you can play PS1 to say PS4 games, on PS5. I don't think it's gonna be. There's gonna be a lot of legal issues for the digital side. If you can put the disc in, fine, because you already own it. I don't think Sony gonna be able to pull it off with all the games because there's a lot of licensing involved.
Yeah,
Look what
then you gotta
Microsoft's
take
had to
like
go through.
Uplay and shit.
Well, look
like
what
that.
No, not Uplay, man. That's nothing to do with it. Look what Microsoft had to go through in getting games back on the Xbox 360 compatibility, talking to all these companies, asking for permission, making deals. Now, imagine what Sony would have to do for all of their platforms of all of the games that are not theirs. So I feel like if it's gonna work, it's gonna work if you own the disc.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you're thinking about the digital side, maybe only all the Sony releases and some companies that they've made deals with. I don't think it will be there all on like day one, and it won't be like the whole back catalog of digital available to you, because that's a licensing nightmare. There's a lot of legal ramifications involved. They'd have to literally speak to companies that don't even exist anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? Find out who owns this IP now. Where did it go? Who's got ownership of this? Who's got ownership of that? Because so many companies
That's
have
why
shut down.
certain games didn't get remastered or remade. Like for
Well,
example, San
exactly.
Andreas.
So I feel like it would only work if you have the physical original disc, and then you don't have to worry about legal nothing because you own that disc. It's already in your possession.
Yeah, definitely. Oh shit. Well, man, let me tell you, this was definitely a good ass show. I had a great time talking with everybody here and in the chat. Big shout out to Big Mike for coming through. Appreciate you, brother. It was good to talk to everybody, man. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. It was definitely fun. Shout out to all the new faces who subscribed while we were live. Do appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoy the content. And to my moderators for handling the trolls, thank you very, very much. And had a great show. I'm gonna let everybody do their outros, and I'm gonna shut it down. If you guys enjoyed the show, to the 172 still here, appreciate y'all still rocking out with us. Hit that like button, definitely. I do appreciate it. Big Mike, my brother from another mother, from the other side, the dark side of the Infinity Gauntlet. All right, let me stop. Where can they find you, bro?
Go find me on Twitter, Big Mike 102477. Go follow me. I got all the good shit.
All right, Mr. Messiah, what's up, brother?
All right, thanks for having me. Like I said, the next couple Fridays I gotta work. Unless I can switch it out with somebody. But yeah, had a good time. Your next 2 Friday.
Oh, next
I'm gonna try to
Friday.
switch it out there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to switch though, maybe. Yeah. But thanks for having me, and appreciate everybody being here. And play your games, people, while you still can.
Take that with a grain of salt.
Oh,
yeah, take it with a grain of salt. And remember, the fat pipe always beats the skinny pipe.
Carlos.
Well. It is a time to say goodbye to everyone. Nah, man. You can follow me on Twitter at justmeandmygirls4. And please, by all means, click and subscribe to each and every individual in this thread right now. And come hang out with us next week at 5 p.m. Eastern for that Real Gamer Talk. Once again, it's your boy Type R87, aka Carlos Fernandez. Gamer by choice, not by trend. Deuces.
All right. Appreciate you, brother. And my other brother, my family here, Mr. Foxy Games UK. What's going on, man?
Well, just keep your eyes on reliable Twitter feeds. Keep your eyes on reliable YouTubers. Keep your eyes on reliable articles, because a storm is coming, and you will then mark your calendars. Good night.
All right. Yes, we're going to be streaming it on February, this show, so we're all going to be here live on the channel. Can't wait to watch it live with everybody here. It's going to be fun. If you guys missed my last 2 videos, definitely go check them out. I made an announcement in my latest video. Mr. Gio Corsi from Sony will be here on February 6th for a one-on-one, so I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be great. So if you guys have any questions you would like to ask me, or you want me to ask him for you guys, definitely put in our Discord. Links in the description below, and I will definitely shout you guys out for every question I use, as well as everything we use for the interview. But as far as everything else concerned, oh yeah, it's definitely going to be a busy week as well for next week. I got more one-on-ones planned, so I got more likely slow-mo coming through. I think Randall Thor was also going to come through, and I'm going to see if Gaming Forte can stop by as well for you guys next week. So expect a lot of more streams as well next week. So yeah, appreciate
Before
it, man.
you go,
Hmm?
I was going to tweet this, but I will after.
What's up?
Okay. Next week, something you're going to hit. Next week, look out for something.
Okay. No, okay.
You're in next week.
Next week.
No huge promises here. I don't want to build it up like it's.
Okay.
It could be just a tweet from Sony themselves,
Mm-hmm.
or somebody verifying that it was a source from Sony. It won't be me, but it's going to come from somewhere else next week. Look out for it.
Will it be confirmation that Horizon Zero Dawn is going to PC finally, or
No, nothing to do with Horizon Zero Dawn.
Okay, we'll just have to keep taking it with a grain of salt.
Okay.
No, something you're going to see on Twitter next week. If all pans out and timelines are still the same, accordingly, a tweet's going to go out next week. Not from me, not from anyone small.
Okay.
Someone big.
All right. I got you.
Somebody with a fat pipe.
Someone you'll believe immediately and you will not question. Put it that way.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, I think I know who it might be. Okay then.
Laying down the pipe.
Well,
the fat pipe.
y'all heard it live here. Y'all, we in for something next
I haven't
week.
said what it is.
Yeah.
No. I sure have.
It could be nothing to some people. It could be everything.
Yeah.
But
All right.
next week there's gonna be more excitement, depending on who you are and what you're into.
Okay.
Once again, take it with a grain of salt.
No, don't take it with a grain of salt. You don't listen when I speak. You don't take nothing with a grain of salt, unless I'm speaking about someone else's.
All right. Okay, so we're gonna say like this: don't lay down the A1 salt. Get on steak. All right.
Oh God. Let me go ahead and shut this down. Y'all crazy. Well, I appreciate that, Foxy, for dropping that.
It'll be
info
something
here.
like David Jaff.
Uh-huh.
Oh shit.
You know he tweeted that the PlayStation event is going to be within 4 weeks.
Uh-huh.
Well, you're going to get another tweet from someone like him with a bit more. Not necessarily to do the PlayStation event, but to do with PlayStation 5.
All right. You got it.
Okay, that's a big.
He's actually right there. Foxy is. David Jackney actually did tweet the PlayStation Grill when it's going to happen. Then he took it down.
Conspiracy
Things
theories.
Things that make you want to go.
All right.
That steak is cooking real good. Then
Well,
ready.
let me go ahead and
Well,
shut this down.
to me, I don't know if that means anything, because you can put a tweet up and take a tweet down. It doesn't mean it's not happening or it is happening. There could be another reason.
Right.
Maybe the date's changed. Maybe it's going to be in 5 weeks, for all we know.
or Sony could have say, look,
God.
or Sony could have contacted him and said, look, you need to take that down. You
All
say
right.
your lips.
Well, if Sony did contact him and say take it down, then it's all true.
Right.
Well, appreciate everybody again. Thank you guys. You guys be good. See you next week, same time, 5 p.m. Eastern. Appreciate everybody again, and have a good one. Have a great weekend, and see you guys next week. Till next time, this is Big Cloud Gaming and the crew. We are most certainly signing out. Thanks again for rocking out with us. Y'all be good. Later.
And make sure to talk to him downstairs
With a fat pipe. Peace out.
I
And
love
stop
everybody has
taking
a
my
crazy
milk
ending
and
for the
cook it.
show. I love it.